what's wrong with your shiny pants?
Someone got have a duck in my cooter.
And what did you learn, Gwenna?
There's a reason it's hard to find shiny pants for girls who can start a fire with their thighs.
It's time for the best pubcast around. Grab a cold one, sit back, and enjoy the show. This is Corner Pub Sports.
This is Lemmy Dykstra Nail coming at you. Listen to Corner Pub Sports.
Corner Pub Sports.
Fuck with my ass, man. Yeah.
Yo, Corner Pub Sports coming at you live here on a Friday night on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course, if you're downloading the show on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Satchel. We thank you very much. Speaking of, so Gary's in the middle of his operation. We forgot to bring this up last week. He's only been on the show once in the last month. He's in the middle of a sex change. So
he's found himself.
Yes,
well,
finally.
Well, herself.
We support him
or
her.
Themselves.
We support our future kitchen spatula, or however it wants to be defined as. He just wrote you jitbags. So now Gary's got a busy weekend ahead, so he had to take the night off. What is going on, everybody? He'll be here in spirit, and I guess he'll be on the chat board, as you can see.
Fucking chip bags.
Polsky said, "What are you, Gary yet? Gary yet? I don't know. Gary Yettle. Yeah. So welcome to the show, everybody. We have a full agenda that we didn't even write down because that's how full it is. So we're going to talk some Phillies.
It's so full that it was too full.
It's so full.
Fuck with my ass, man.
That's how full it is. That's how full it is. Now we're going to talk the trades that went down over the past week. Trade deadline, Phillies.
We would have the Phillies game on in the background, but,
it's on Apple TV.
Apple.
Yeah. We are going to preview the NFC South and AFC South divisions. We're going to have a special guest. We haven't had him on a long time. Mike Diddy will be calling in. At least he's planning on calling in. He's a big Saints fan, so we figured have him on. And he knows his baseball a little bit, so we'll talk about the trades with him as well. While you were drunk, and I don't know. I don't have anything for a segment, so I guess that's what we're going to do tonight.
And football.
And while you're drunk might take a while. We have some decent topics to talk about. So, but first and foremost, before we do anything, boys, by the way, it's Sean with Ryan and Mike tonight. Again, Gary is taking the night off. What are you guys drinking?
I'm drinking the same thing as you are. I haven't tried it yet.
I'm about to try it now.
Half Acre Brewing Company from Chicago, Illinois. Daisy Cutter Pale Ale. It's got little
turd cutter
daisies on there.
The turd cutter.
The turd cutter pale ale. Oh, Daisy Cutter Pale Ale.
Daisy Cutter. So Daisy, is that the Daisy Cutter? I'm still wondering. Is that
they're
the Daisy
new?
Dukes?
They're new. They're a newer brewery.
Well, it's 2009.
Out of Colorado. Yeah, Half Acre.
Yeah.
Half Acre's the brewing company.
Okay, it's Chicago.
Back in 2000.
Chicago.
Back in 2009.
Chicago.
Yeah,
hey, we were there.
Copyrighted in 2021. Oh, 2009. We
were there
yeah.
when they. Maybe we were here when they first opened. Who knows?
Maybe.
You seen them break ground?
No, we had some homeless guy lead us to a brewery.
Was it Delonte West?
It wasn't. No, he had a father. So
are you sure? How would you know that?
What's his name? LeBron?
We don't know.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
The things we do on this shit. Yeah, I don't know. We were walking around, wandering around. We're trying to look for this brewery. We couldn't find it. And the guy's, I'll show you. And we made friends with this guy because we saw him the night before too. And he was, I remember you guys, I'm gonna rob you, motherfuckers. I'm like, all right, just show us where the brewer house is, and we'll hook you up. So we gave him like $5 or something, and then sent him on his way and helped his heroin habit.
He went and bought a quart of peels.
So I'm gonna try, and I'm drinking out of the Drunk Phil's fan glass. By the way, if you don't follow them, you should follow the Drunk Phil's fans. It's good guys over there. Let's try this.
Dum, dum, dum.
It's good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. It's not like really strong. It's a really mellow beer, but it's smooth, easy going.
What's the percentage on this?
5.2.
Okay.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. It's a good starter after a few lagers pre-gaming. What are you drinking there, Rye?
I have the Voodoo Ranger.
Voodoo.
I've seriously found a beer that, for lack of a better word, I'm in love with it. I love this fucking beer.
Not as in love as you are with Castellanos, but it's close.
It's very close.
Yeah.
Very close.
Yeah.
Mark my words, though. I'll be the one to be able to tell you all I told you so.
Well, about what? What are you talking about? We can do that real quick.
He seems like he's starting to heat up.
Let's talk about. We could talk about that before we talk about the trades.
Everybody, all season, this guy sucks. He sucks. That this, that, the other thing. The dude has a pedigree. For 9 years, he's batted .278. He averages about 26 homers a year. Like it's going to happen. Like he didn't forget how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen.
I was in.
All it took was an argument with Jim Salisbury.
If that's what it took, that's what it took. But he seems like he's figuring it out. And if this guy, if he turns into Nick Castellanos at this part of the year, you're about to get Harper back. I wouldn't want to play the Phillies.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Phillies have stayed in it and stayed relevant because they've had like probably one, maybe two guys each month that just raked.
Mm-hmm.
They raped?
No, raked with a K.
I thought we were talking
Rape me.
I mean, I don't know what they're doing outside of the baseball diamond.
I thought we were
I'm
talking
hoping they're not
a
raping
former
people,
host
but I mean,
a former host on the show. I'm sorry. But they raped. Gotcha. They raped. Gotcha.
Fuck. So Gary says he ain't doing anything else. Even Moniak got a home run.
Monica? Even Monica?
Monica.
Even Monica got a home run.
Monica.
So what are you rooting for him to fail? Like I don't understand that train of thought.
Monica.
What,
Monica?
No, I mean,
Mickey
it
Monica.
just sucks that he was the first pick overall, and we traded him for a rental from a guy that's coming off Tommy John surgery.
No, I thought we were thought we were still talking about Castellanos.
Yeah, we were.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Moniak.
No. I'm talking about Gary's comment.
Oh,
so like I'm asking, like, are you rooting for him for Castellanos to fail? Like,
no.
I don't understand that train of thought.
There's people out there who were There's people out there who wanted him out of town. There was some. I think we talked about it on the show. If it wasn't on the show, it was an off comment. The DC movie Shazam trailer came out, and in the trailer, the Citizens Bank is destroyed. And someone's like, "Oh, if only Real Muto and Castellanos were still in there when it happened."
Like
I'm like, why would you say? Now, granted, they're trying to make a stupid joke, which we do all the time, right? But you hate them that much that you want them off the team? Like, really?
Yeah,
you're that? Like,
you
obviously don't know baseball because baseball is a complete up and down game. Like, guys can have an off year and an on year. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just they found their stroke. They worked in the off season. Maybe something was going on. Your vision. It's a game of slumps, ebbs and flows. Ebbs and flows is what I was looking for.
And it's going to sound like a cliche in baseball with athletes and stuff, but I really think what happened with Castellanos this year so far. He signed a huge contract. He came in, he put all kinds of pressure on himself. And then Harper went down and he put even more pressure on himself. I got to carry us. Like, this is what I was brought in for. And as they've played and stayed in it, it just seems like, hopefully it lasts. It just seems like he's starting to get comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope so. I mean,
so why don't we talk about what we were talking about at the bar before the show? When Harper comes back, and again, we'll get into the trades in a second because this doesn't affect our conversation right now because the guys they got, none of them are starters. When Harper comes back, because Schwarber's leading off, and my argument, I think you guys agree, Schwarber shouldn't be a leadoff batter. I know he was a leadoff last year.
Somebody who's got the 4th worst batting average in baseball shouldn't be a leadoff. Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
Yeah, like you use that power 5th or 6th. Put him down the lineup. Segura should be the top guy. Alec Baum, right? You said I have no problem with Baum being the second guy.
Baum or Reese, but I mean Reese is starting to hit. Reese has a little bit more power, so you probably want to push him back a little further.
So when they're 100% healthy, my ideal lineup, obviously it's probably not going to happen, but my ideal lineup would be Segura, Baum, Harper, Castellanos, Hoskins, Schwarber, Riamalto, Stott, Marsh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any problem with that. I know that you want to swap out Castellanos.
I'd rather have Hoskins at the cleanup spot because to me, Hoskins is a guy who he's going to see more pitches. Since he's been in the career in the league throughout his career, I think he's among the league leaders in pitches
His
seen.
own base percentage always high.
I'd rather have a guy like that at the cleanup spot than Castellanos. But we're joking around because the Phillies are doing pretty well. At least the first inning, they looked really, really good. And Hoskins says a home run. So there's a new cleanup hitter. And then a couple batters later, Castellanos comes up. Ryan turns. There's no cleanup hitter. So
yeah,
like Gary said, Schwarber should be 5th. I have no problem with that.
I'm actually putting him 6th though. I want Castellanos and Hoskins
or whoever you want, and then Castellanos. Yeah, and Riamalto 7th.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you're doing?
And then Stott.
Yeah, you know what?
Stott and Marsh.
I like Castellanos 4th. I like Hoskins 5th because Hoskins has probably got a little bit more on base percentage, and you probably want him before. And he's got a little bit more pop, right? So you probably want him before you get to Schwarber, who's going to be more of a.
Why did they never put Harper at cleanup?
Because Harper's the best hitter in the lineup. That he's got to be bat 3rd.
Yeah, it's weird.
Your best hitter.
What if because Baum's turning into that right now?
Not when Harper's in this lineup.
What if you put Baum at 3rd and
right now he is. Right now Baum is batting 3rd.
Well, yeah, because
right, yeah. I mean, it's weird. Like I don't get it. I don't know when it was.
Well, your third hitter is always your best.
It's your best pure hitter,
and your best home run hitter is typically the
cleanup.
It's still him though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah, but I mean
not when Harper's in the lineup, nobody else is batting 3rd.
I never fully understood it, but 10, 15 years ago, I talked to somebody and they're like, look, the percentages of a batter getting up more often as the 3-hole hitter as compared to the 4-hole hitter, it makes it to where you have to have the 3-hole hitter as your best hitter.
It probably gives you that. It's got to give you probably an average of a little over an extra bat a game.
I was just going to say, and the thing is, he's getting more at bats, right? His percentage of getting more at bats than the 4th or 5th or 6th guy are way higher. Right. I totally get that. Gary says Schwarber determines what the pitcher will throw.
Yeah, but
the batter before and after him. Well, yeah, but my problem with that is that's what a leadoff hitter is supposed to do. Like, in Philadelphia, when you think of leadoff hitter. Right off the bat, there's one guy that comes to my mind. It's Lenny Dykstra, right?
I thought of Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah, but Jimmy Rollins was always criticized for not being a good leadoff guy.
Lenny Dykstra's the best leadoff hitter I've ever seen
because he knew,
like in Philly.
I'm going to show my guys what this guy has. He took. Like he took so many pitches, and he knew, like, and he was a pain in the ass. He would just foul off pitches. Like I can't hit this. I know I can't hit it. I have 2 strikes. I need to do it.
And he might get an out. But the pitcher's so pissed off because of what he went through with him.
Right.
Then I guess Morandini coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you go, hey, he's got this and this. His cutter moves this way. He's going back with intel. Schwarber is Gary says Dykstra would mind fuck pitchers, and it's the truth. And he mind fuck everybody pretty much, including the wives in the fucking stands and Jane Fonda and. The umpires by following him around. I love Dykstra. And we just,
I love Lenny Dykstra.
Lenny Dykstra.
Yeah, it is. We love you, Lenny. But he's the guy. He's the leadoff guy that I think of And Schwarber, to me, isn't that guy who lets the pitchers see
The game is
or
also
the hitter see what the pitcher
the
has.
game has also changed a lot. Now that I mean, with the analytics in it, the theory behind this is, Schwarber's such a massive home run hitter. You want him to get the most at bats in a
Right.
game. That's why you're batting him leadoff.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I go back to it. Baseball is a game at its core. It's easy. It's easy. The strategy to win is easy. You get guys on base for your big hitters. You play good defense and pitch well. You're going to win.
Right.
So
Get
that
them on, get them over, get them in.
right. That hasn't changed. I don't care about all this analytical shit. Like that hasn't changed.
Well, if you went, oh, by the way, guys, happy International Beer Day. Cheers. Forgot. So drink up.
Shut your yap.
You shut up,
Let
Torts.
us see your beers. Let us see your beers on the thread, man.
Show your beers.
Show
Tell
your
us what you're
beers.
drinking. Says International Beer Day today. There was a lot of moves around baseball. And does any of the moves that the Phillies made affect their lineup? No. Marsh, right? So
Well, Marsh is going to be a starter. I mean, you said that we didn't get any starters. Marsh is I
guess he'll be batting
eighth.
8th or 9th, right? Because his batting average is very low. He hasn't really been having a great season so far. He's 24 years old. Let's start with that trade.
Okay.
Because that was really the first trade, right? That was the first trade.
That was the first one.
Yeah, that was the first trade of the day.
I think the Robertson one came in first. Didn't
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter.
it? All right.
But yeah, so we gave up O'Hop. And Ryan, I hear what you're saying. Like, you gave up a top 50 or almost borderline top 50 prospect for a guy that's not hitting well. But the guy that's not hitting well was a top 30 prospect last year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still young, and he fills a need where O'Hop's playing a position where you got two guys ahead of him, and then probably another 2 or 3 guys in the pipeline as prospects that you kind of like too. So it makes sense to me.
Okay. My point on it is
he better than Verlander?
Did you did get better. He's better than Veerling. But did you get better enough? I understand he's a top 50 prospect. In the Phillies system, he was a top 10 prospect and our number 1 catcher prospect. I'm not saying I'm upset with parting with him. I just don't think you got better enough to part with him. You understand what I mean? Like,
yeah, but
like he's a top 50 prospect of baseball, but he's more valuable to the Phillies than that.
Yeah, but
because where are they at for a catcher in 2 years? Real Malto he's not going to finish this contract as the catcher. He can't.
Well, what about the guy that's backing him up?
Stubbs?
Yeah.
You think Stubbs can be an everyday catcher? He's a career backup. He's been in the league like 7 years.
All right. But you have other catchers in the pipeline. The thing is that like you're saying that you're trading him for like a rental or a guy that's not that's like older. Like this guy's like 2 years older than him, like 2 years ahead advanced, playing a position of need for you
Then
like right now.
But again, it didn't get that much better. Veerling's got a better average. And yes,
right now, but this guy's got more potential.
Then why the Angels trade him?
This is why
because the Angels had a logjam.
Yeah, they have a little bit of an issue in the outfield, and I think the Phillies looked at this situation where the guy's 24 years old, right? He's not arbitration eligible until 2025, and he's under contract until 2027. So they looked at this as a high ceiling, low risk move, like because prospects are prospects.
It's a prospect
right?
for a prospect.
Right.
It's a prospect. It's a prospect that could develop and be better than the prospect that they have.
Gary said the Angels hated his beard.
Okay, so hear me out.
It stunk.
The Angels.
Fish.
Are the Angels going to give Ohtani a huge contract? The position they're in, are they going to give Ohtani a huge contract?
I don't know.
I don't know if they are.
Most likely, you would think no. The smart thing would be no, right?
Right.
So if you move him, so you move Ohtani,
Okay.
what's that do to Trout? You would think that Trout would go to the front office. Look, the philosophy here is not what I thought it would be at this point of this contract. I think I want to move on.
Okay.
Speaking
Right?
of,
That's what
speaking,
so it looks like that's what's going to happen with the Angels.
Okay.
If Brad Marsh is that big of a prospect, why'd they trade him?
Brandon Marsh, by the way.
Brandon Marsh.
We keep
Why?
calling him Brad Marsh.
Right.
We did that earlier. Right?
Yeah.
Wait, he refereed in the NHL. Wait a minute. Hold on. Speaking of Trout and this Marsh's beard.
Use your sweet dish every day. Keep that skunky cunt away.
Sorry, that's go ahead. Continue.
You
You're not sorry. you wouldn't have played it if you were sorry.
So
It's true.
So where the Angels are going to be, they're most likely headed to a major rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd they trade him if he's that big of a prospect? For a catcher prospect that you don't know about.
Because
Give me a legitimate reason.
they're not thinking about
Because he's batting 226 and 320 career at bats. He has 166 strikeouts. That's why.
Okay, yeah, he is not produced. He's not done what he's expecting to do, what they were hoping that he would do. Yes, agreed. But
So did you get better enough to trade that prospect? That's my only point. Like I'm not.
again,
I'm not upset. I'm okay with moving the prospect.
So the thing is that it's twofold. Did you get better enough? You got better, and you stayed young. So you didn't lose anything giving up a prospect for a guy that's kind of still a prospect itself, and you got a little bit better. If that's the only move, if you needed a center fielder, and that's the only move that you could make,
I'm not making that move.
why not?
Because Veerling can do what this guy does. He's solid defensively, and he's got a better
But
average.
he's not as good defensively,
He's not.
and he's not as fast.
But he's not significantly worse defensively.
but
probably
you know what? Maybe he's not significantly worse, but this guy being a little bit better with the other two outfielders out there means a lot. And you have more versatility with Verling and him now to where you can play both of them.
Because Verling can play anywhere, really.
Right. And so Verling's more of a utility guy, so you could play him a little bit in the infield and still move him around. So for a guy that's sitting back in your, it's 3 years from being on your team, for a guy that could be on your team now and help you now, and that you hope pans out.
Okay.
Gary wants to know if you're Joe to camera with all these stats. What the fuck?
Well, what the fuck?
What do you want from me, guy?
What do you want from me?
Well, Sean wanted the counterpoint argument, so we got that out of the way.
Yeah. I just wanted an article form, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
you wanted an article out.
Yes.
I thought you wanted to do it on the show.
No.
Oh.
I think you guys should do a counterpoint to that trade. To me, it doesn't matter. I think they needed help in center field, and addition by subtraction was enough for me. The fact that you added him and you got rid of Herrera,
that might be the determining factor. That's a good point.
This guy, first of all, he's going to give you what's he going to give you that Herrera couldn't, right? Maybe I don't know if he has pop. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have enough pop that Herrera has, or as much pop as Herrera has.
He's supposed, as a prospect, he's supposed to have pop.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't showed it, but
and Herrera really hasn't. That was one thing you liked about him, 3 years ago,
He can hit
is that he had some pop. He really hasn't had the pop the past 2
He's a fucking
years.
idiot.
Yeah.
The guy was a fucking complete idiot.
I don't understand why they kept bringing him back. It just didn't make any sense to me in the world.
Swinging at balls between your legs, throwing the ball into the crowd with 2 outs. The guy was a fucking moron. It's so funny. I heard this on the radio, and every time I think of Herrera,
and the other thing is he's just not a likable. What is there to?
He's a dick. He's just. You
Like I
can't-
don't know if he's an airhead or
flipping the
like,
bat.
Yeah.
and like you would think
You
that
bat
he'd
210, dude. Like,
be, you think that he'd be like eventually be humbled or like kind of at least kind of change a little bit to try and like endear himself. He did nothing.
where you start to see at least there's more of an effort. He's hustling more. He's working on his craft. He got a little better. Like, you don't see any of it.
Gary said it was his wife knows his pop.
See, it's like he's still here.
That's fucking great.
So, but when I think of Herrera, I think of one play and how much of an idiot he was, and he actually did the job, but it defined his career. Here was Cole Hamels' no hitter. Cole Hamels last out on the no hitter, and Herrera and nobody knew exactly who Herrera was at that point. Like you kind of knew, like he was kind of fidgety, but like you had you had hope for him because like he had a little bit of a pop. He can hit the ball a little bit. He was a little shaky in the outfield. You weren't sure, and he could totally misjudge that last ball, and then having to dive forward and catching the ball on a routine fly ball. And I'm like, this guy's a fucking moron. Like this, like, but you're Wrigley, like okay, maybe or something, but it continued.
Right.
That right there, that play defined who Odubel Herrera is.
Yeah, because he, as far as there was a game before the All-Star break. I forget who they were playing. Might have been the Braves. Like it would have been a huge win. They had the game won, and a ball's going to center field, and he ran the wrong way, and then he twisted around and he completely missed it. He lost them the game.
He was trying to be a Sports Center highlight type of player when he couldn't even be a fucking little league highlight player. No. Like he tried to make that extra play when it was right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean the bat flip. You hit a ball well and you do the complete bat flip way up in the air, and this outfitter is like, I'm not even near the warning track. Boom, catch it. Like you're a fucking asshole. Like you know.
And then you got a guy like Baum, who at the beginning of the season severely struggled at third base. Was called out for something he said. He owned up to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually since that moment. What started since that moment was he got better defensively. And now his bats come around. So a guy that's learned and,
is working at his craft.
Right.
And is humbled a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that might make that might put me on the other side. There's a chance because that also makes you better. Odubel not being on the team.
Addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
The pitching trade that you guys talked about earlier, they traded Ben Brown for David Robertson. You might remember Dave Robertson.
I don't even know Ben Brown, but
he's actually not doing too bad.
He's a pitching prospect that looks pretty good.
Okay.
So, but you're making a playoff push.
Yeah, I know. It hurts me. Like, and a guy like he's had his first game, and he got a save, and he was like, he was really Robertson. Like I listened to the game. They interviewed him after the game. He's like, yeah, man, a long time coming.
Yeah,
like
3 years.
I was really, he's like really glad to get this one. So like he said the right things. I mean, he didn't mean for it to happen.
He was
really good.
Yeah, he was excited when he originally signed here.
He was one of the best relief pitchers in baseball.
I know. It just didn't work out, and like
he got hurt.
I told you
he tore his. He got hurt.
Oh no, I understand.
And then he had Tommy John.
Yeah.
But it's I sent a text about it. It's the equivalent of the guy that you draft in fantasy football that gets hurt the first game of the season. That you're like, fuck that guy. I'm never drafting him again.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like what that was like the Roberts thing. When he came back, I'm like, this guy, like,
speaking of
he's
fantasy,
good, but yeah.
Speaking of fantasy football, not to change the subject, I'm not going to, but I just want to bring this up. I have something brewing for fantasy football and this show with someone with Sirius XM. So, yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I have it going. So I just, a couple of weeks, we'll be talking to someone. But I don't know. So they get, Robertson again, like we just said, 3 years ago, comes here, gets hurt. He's 37 years old now. He's still pitching well. Like the Phillies ended up playing against him a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot he was in the league.
And since he's come back from the Tommy John, he's been really good.
Yeah, he was good before that.
Yeah,
you know, he just knows how to pitch.
And they say, like with the Tommy John, if you're able to come back for it, that's the hardest part. Like if you're able to get over it and do the rehab and come back from it, you're usually
good,
stronger.
better. Yeah.
So just reading an article here. This is from Yahoo. Because they did a breakdown of all the trades that happened that day, and we'll as we talk about some of the other trades that happened this week. Obviously, we'll talk about Juan Soto real quick too. But they graded the Phillies a B and the Cubs a B plus on this because they think that the ceiling for the Cubs is better. Not saying that the Phillies made a bad move or anything.
It just worked out for them because the Cubs aren't losing anything by getting rid of a 37-year-old pitcher.
Where they're at compared to where we're at right now.
Yeah, we needed them now. They need
Brown in 3 years.
The bottom line is that the Cubs are pleased that they netted anything from signing Robertson to a 1-year, $3.5 million a year for a player who has a blistering strikeout rate.
Absolutely. So if you're in the position the Cubs are, you signed this pitcher in the offseason for $3.5 million, and you end up with Ben Brown, a prospect that looks like he might be something. You got to be thrilled. And
then the other trade, I'm going to lump these two together because that's what they did here. So we just talked about the Brandon Marsh trade for O'Hope, but the Phillies also acquire Noah Syndergaard, and actually Dave Peterson just asked about that. Noah Syndergaard is traded from the Angels for outfielder Mickey Moniak and a prospect Jadiel Sanchez. So they're lumping this together. I think we should lump it together as well.
All right.
Because you made
because it's two separate trades, but it basically with the same team.
Same team, yeah.
It might as well be one trade.
Right.
I'm thrilled that Thor's here. I think they needed a starting pitcher. It didn't cost you that much, in my opinion. Moniak, I think he had his chance. He was in the system after they drafted. Since we've been doing the show, the Phillies drafted him. A year after we were doing the show, the first full year of doing the show.
He's Phillies, like 24, 25 years old. We drafted him at like 17, 18.
Yeah, and he never made it up until this. Never really got a legitimate chance until this year. There's something wrong there, and when he was drafted, I joke around with Ryan all the time about this, but it's the truth. When they drafted him, and this is before Christian Yelich became Christian Yelich, they thought he was the next Christian Yelich. 2 years later, Christian Yelich wins the MVP. I'm like, oh, fuck, I hope Moniak's the next Christian Yelich. This would be amazing. Right. He never got it together. His batting average is always super low. He can never get it going. And now he finally has a decent spring training, and the Phillies say, okay, let's bring him in the camp.
He gets hurt, right?
Let's just say he wasn't great in spring training. How would you feel about the trade now?
The same way I feel about it now. Good riddance.
Yeah.
I don't.
But for the people, I don't know how you guys felt. I'm just saying, for the people who are like, oh, Mooney, you gave up on a first round pick and blah blah. It doesn't matter. When you pick, it's
fucking years.
It's baseball. He had
7
his
years.
chance.
It's 6-7 years ago, and the guy hasn't amounted to anything. I'm fine cutting bait. He's not. Right. He's not a top prospect.
Even if this guy is down and he figures it out and he learns how to hit and he's a 260 hitter. So he might not even make this lineup.
If Syndergaard gets you in the playoffs,
right?
You don't care about that.
You got a legitimate starter here. It gives you so much flexibility moving forward. If you re-sign him, it gives you starting depth next year, to where you can maybe trade somebody.
Even if you don't, technically you could have re-signed him whether or not he was yours or not.
Fucking Gary.
Next year, but
Mickey Boney Crack.
Mickey Boney Crack.
Fucking asshole.
No, it doesn't matter. I would give up Moniak for a rental of Syndergaard for a year.
Exactly.
I don't think Moniak was a big loss.
And I don't think Syndergaard's gonna be a rental.
I think they bring him back.
I think
but why couldn't if you wanted to bring him back, you could still I know that it's more for this year, but you could have signed him in the offseason either way. I get when he's on your team, it's a little easier.
Because they were giving Eflin another shot. I think they understand that Eflin is never going to stay healthy.
Yeah, something's wrong with him.
Right.
He's having knee problems. He may not pitch.
You don't think
they're saying he's due back
next
soon,
year?
right?
No, they just that day of the trade deadline, they put him on the 60-day
Yeah, he's a
IL.
60-day.
Oh yeah, he's done for the year.
So he's done for the year.
Yeah.
Why was someone talking about? Okay, it's off topic, but someone at work at my day job was like, "Oh, what are they gonna do when Eflin comes back?" I'm like, "I don't know. Put him in the pen."
He's not coming
So he's
back.
not coming back then.
No, he's out for the year.
All right, so that doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay.
Next year, what would they do? I mean, but worry about next year.
Right.
Yeah,
but
Kyle Gibson, maybe Kyle Gibson isn't here next year. I don't know.
But either
That's
way,
true.
bottom line, it gives you depth, which is what they didn't have starting pitching depth coming into this year.
No.
And it hurt them.
I'm
Well, I
tired,
mean,
of, I'm
you know
tired
what?
of the bullpen
It did-
games.
Right.
He replaced Eflin, so it's the same depth. It's just that he's now your replacement for Eflin. So
Yeah, but what you were doing for the past
having
month and a half,
Falter,
you were
at
having a
least,
ball.
Bailey Falter.
maybe Falter's your depth now if you're stuck.
Right. He would be your guy to give you a spot start.
Yeah, if you have a doubleheader, you call him up.
Right.
Although you're starting to run out of option. I think it's third time they sent him down. So you're starting to get close. I mean, what's it, 5 times? I think.
I think it's 4
4. So
A
you're getting,
year or just
a
in
year.
general? Okay.
a year.
Okay, so you're getting close there. So you don't want to keep messing around with that too much. But but the bullpen between the Robertson, Robertson joining that bullpen, and that bullpen's been great since I don't know June. May,
Yeah, I mean, and
they've been
again,
on
it's
fire.
addition by
Yeah.
subtraction because he replaces Familia.
And
Yeah.
Familia
And
gets
Familia was just like,
Yeah.
Sean, you called it. Like, you're like, what the fuck are they doing signing this guy?
Mhm.
You thought it was terrible from the start, and it's been as advertised.
When the Mets fans were saying "Thank God," I'm like, "Oh, this isn't good."
Yeah,
I don't get the sign.
like I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
He-
I thought, all right. I mean, a veteran who's been there, has been a solid pitcher through most of his career. I guess I didn't realize what he was. Like, he's fucking terrible. Apparently, though, he's a guy that the Phillies are going to miss because he's loved in the locker room. The guys fucking loved him.
Probably because he kept all the other wives in line. He
No, he mowed all their lawns.
I didn't like him. Oh, we got to bring up something else too.
And the horns sound like Gary's
somehow that triggered something. That triggered something.
No, yeah, but there's something else that we brought up this week. It's interesting, and it might be a little bit controversial. Gary said Alvarado and Sir Anthony got it together too. That's true.
Yep.
No, Sir Anthony was.
So did Knievel.
Alvarado got it together.
Yeah.
Sir
he got-
Anthony had it, but just was hurt for 2
just
years.
couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
But
so
came back in great form.
all right. So Dave Peterson said that the Phillies transferred Eflin's injury to the 60-day injury list when he got hurt. The move delays Eflin's return to the final week of August at the earliest, so he could come back in September.
Oh, because it's
Oh,
right.
so they retroed it.
Yeah, because it could be retroactive to right.
Okay.
So that opens a roster spot. But if you're going to bring him back at the end of August, who you cutting?
Hey, great.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you put him in the pen. You can't
But
depend
who
on
you
it.
cutting? You're going to need a roster spot.
Fucking dude is Nelson. Send him down.
Yeah, is there a long reliever? I mean,
Yeah, send him down. Put Eflin as a long reliever. What do you need
never,
Nelson for?
and you never know. You make the playoffs. Eflin might be that guy that gives you that inning or two. Because when he's healthy, he's a good pitcher.
I like him.
He's
I do
a
like
good
him.
pitcher.
He's got to get himself right, man. Like, we'll see what happens. But so Yahoo looks at that trade, and they grade it as a B+ for the Phillies and a D for the Angels.
wow.
Well, the trades. Yeah.
No, I understand, but like they're basically saying that. Oh, they probably thought that they gave up too early on the guy,
Mhm.
and trading him for a guy that's even less, even further away. That's even more of a kind of a question mark because he's not even in the MLB. Is one thing.
I mean, basically saying, maybe they have, because the Angels have time to make Moniak into a player. No, Angels have time to make a player like Moniak into a decent player. Hopefully, the Phillies don't have the luxury of time with some of the guys on this roster. They need, if they want to go for it, they need to go for it within the next 2-3 years.
I mean, they went over the luxury tax this year.
right,
and
they're
they're
not good. They're not good enough though, right now.
What, to win the World Series?
No, they're not.
no.
They're
Well, no, I
They
mean,
might not even be good enough to win a series in the playoffs.
well,
but-
okay, yeah. I mean, I agree, but I mean, it's
to
more
make
about
it.
making it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about making it. So like,
I think I disagree with that.
You don't think they can?
I think
They got a
I think
shot.
they can make the playoffs and get to the NLCS.
I'm not saying they won't. I'm saying they. I just don't.
NLCS or because how many rounds are there? There's
Well, you have
3.
you'll have the wild card round. If the Phillies are the third wild card, they'll have to play a play-in 3-game series. I think it is.
well, I think all but the top seed has a play in 3-game series, right?
Oh,
Yes,
does it?
it's like football now. Yeah.
So and then there's another series. So it's the wild card, and then there's like the divisional series or whatever. And then
All
the
right, so
NL series.
so,
So
the Phillies,
in the NLDS, you think they could see them getting to?
right, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
And I could see it
Where
too.
you would probably play the Braves or
Well, no,
the Dodgers.
you might play the Braves. It's either the Braves or the Brewers in the first round.
No, I mean if you got to the NLDS.
You could play the Braves in the first round or in the wild card too. The Braves right now are well. It depends who wins the division.
That's
You're saying the
fucking
Braves are going to win the
crazy.
division?
I think the Braves won the division, yeah, but
Then they play the
You
they
think
might
the
play
Braves-
the Mets.
Do you think the
It's-
Braves? Do you think the Braves are going to
Oh,
overtake the Mets?
Yeah.
I think the Braves are taking.
Yeah.
so do I. Yeah.
So I mean, in that case, yeah, then you'd either play the Braves or the Dodgers probably. So yeah, I mean, but in the first round, depending on what Nola is,
Mhm.
I'll take Wheeler against pretty much anybody, especially if
Yeah,
the Phillies
I-
got
I
any
would.
type of offense.
Yeah, I
I mean,
would.
I know that they don't usually hit better pitchers, but if the Phillies, you know, it's funny. Back in the day, back in
His fucking-
2007,
his fucking
2008.
acronyms. Gary's fucking
Oh
acronyms.
no.
NLDS, new.
New long dick sucking.
So stupid. Like, doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
It's a fucking.
You remember when we used to hang out in
Asshole.
Sheffield with DJ and Aaron and all those, and Phillies do what they do best: eat up relievers. That's kind of what I feel like they're doing now. They're terrible against the starting pitching, and then finally, by the 6th or 7th inning, their starting pitching goes out, and then all of a sudden they start
Well, that
Yeah.
crushing the relievers.
yeah, and that's the key, man. Like it really is with this team. That's the key to get the starter pitch, take pitches and get the starting pitcher out of there
Right.
early.
Right,
That's the key with this team.
and that's what I'm saying.
And
So
then
if
you
get
hope
Wheeler,
that your pitcher keep us in it.
and that's what I'm saying. Wheeler will do that. Like if you can get their starting pitcher, a good starting pitcher out, and you got Wheeler who's giving you a chance, you like your bullpen better than the other team's bullpen.
Yep.
All right, then there's a game that you should win.
Yeah.
And then it depends on which Nola you have.
Right.
If Nola's
that's a
closer to
big-
Wheeler
right.
than September Nola, all
That's
right,
a
you might
big question.
you
mark,
might win
yeah.
the first 2 games,
Yeah,
and then you won't
might,
even need the third.
You might.
No.
You might, man.
So aren't we? I don't mean it. Like we got about 10 minutes before we have a guest on, and I'm going to bring him on another.
That's
segment.
right.
Actually, I mean he'll talk baseball with us too, but so I just want.
I'm gonna get off.
Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this one.
I want to get off.
I want to do that one. I'm sorry. Gary just had the segue. The Padres are nasty. Well, they got nasty because they acquired Juan Soto, Josh Bell from the Nationals for Luke Voigt, Mackenzie Gore, C.J. Abrams, and a couple of prospects. Holy shit! Like that was huge, a huge deal, and they're gonna have to sign him because
Oh yeah, he's not going nowhere.
they gave
That's a lot of money that they're contributing now. They got Machado, Tatis, and him.
Yep.
How the fuck are they going to afford all those guys?
They gave Padres an A grade and the Nationals a D grade on the trade. Yeah, of course they did because the Nationals dropped the ball. They couldn't re-sign them. The Nationals have let a lot of talent go.
5 years ago, Bryce Harper, Juan Soto, Rendon, Scherzer. There's another one.
Strasburg.
Yeah, Strasburg was
But
good,
he wasn't even on the list that I seen. There's another one. Trey Turner.
Oh yeah,
Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Juan Soto, Rendon, and Scherzer.
who by the way, I think the Phillies get Trey Turner next year.
So do I. So that's 5 years ago. These dudes were on that team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they figured out a way for every one of them to want to leave.
Yeah, I mean, they hitched their wagon to Strasburg, who didn't work out. Hitched their wagon to Corbin, who didn't work out. And yeah, I don't know. And
Yeah, I mean, if you have them 5 guys 5 years ago, you want to hope that 3 of them 5
Yeah,
years
it's
from
hard to
now are
keep all
still
five,
here.
But
Mhm.
yeah,
It's fucking crazy, man. But I agree, Sean. I think Trey Turner's a Philly next year.
It just seems that way, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
That figures a lot of things out for this team.
Maybe I'll save this for Diddy when he calls in.
so they have how are they gonna like, and how's their pitching? Their pitching, they just
Their starting pitching's pretty good. Their bullpen was okay, but they just got a hater from the Brewers, too.
Yeah.
The best closer in baseball right now.
So but how are they gonna afford these guys?
I think they're just going for
They're
it.
going for it this year. All right, but
the Dodgers afford it. So if their stadium's full and they're competing and going toe to toe with the Dodgers,
they don't care.
That fuck the luxury tax.
They're
We'll
like,
oh, good for you.
Right.
I mean, it's California. You know what I mean?
Yeah, weed's legal and tickets prices are lower.
Are the ticket prices lower?
I don't know.
Probably not. Nah. For a regular game, you're probably looking fucking $73.
So with the Phillies getting rid of Didi and Segura,
they didn't get rid of Segura.
I mean, not Segura. Didi and Familia, and bringing back Segura. So Segura, this is why I brought up Segura. Segura is the only what Derek Hall. There's 2 non-white hitters on the offense of the Phillies.
I think Derek Hall's white.
I don't think he's white.
His mom's white.
His mom might be. I don't know.
His big dick dad isn't white.
No, I don't know. I don't know what his dad. He doesn't like. I don't know. Just maybe I'm wrong. I don't think Derek.
Why are you bringing this up though? Should we be talking about
Kyle
this?
I think we should.
Kyle Gibson's pitching a shutout so far. Actually, he's pitching a. Oh, I can't say it.
Tell me you know hitter.
It's 6-0.
I can't say it.
Oh shit! Are you kidding?
What
me?
inning?
Top of the 7th.
Oh shit! All right. Fucking Apple
Ain't gonna
TV.
be my fucking fault.
He's not your fucking third starter though.
No, you called him a 5th.
No.
1, 2,
No.
3, 4, 5.
No, I called him the 4th.
You said Suarez.
No,
is your
you
third.
said.
No, but you said.
No, see, I just called him out.
No, you said.
You said Suarez is a 3rd.
All right, but you said you didn't like Gibson.
I don't like him.
Why? He's a good pitcher.
I don't like him. I don't like his face. I don't like his. He's one of those guys. He looks like a sour puss. He does. When he's pitching, he looks like a sour puss. Like he's whining.
He's focusing.
Yeah, he's
Your focus. Your focus needs more focus.
Yeah, so does fucking the jerk off from the Bears, Jay Cutler. He was focusing too, right? Yeah, it's just his face.
He is a hate the. You know who's become a hate the face?
I'm not saying Kyle Gibson's a hate the face. He just looks like a miserable fuck.
You know who's become a hate the face? We talked about it. Aaron fucking Rodgers.
We'll talk about
this
not a-
fucking dude.
We'll talk.
I don't know if
We'll
he's a
get
hate
to
the
it.
face, but he is.
He's
Kind of a douche.
He's become a hate the face.
Yeah,
to me.
we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the Aaron Rodgers thing. But real quick, the reason why I bring that up, there's not many non-white players on the Phillies. So a discussion came up this week. Is Dave Dombrowski racist?
Oh my God.
He's actually Edward Norton from American History X. You see what that means? Not welcome.
Right. If you look at the Red Sox roster before he left, a lot of pale faced people on that team.
Sean, stop. Just stop.
Face people.
Now, I went back and I looked at team photos from the years that he was a GM.
You dark skinned cocksucker.
I went back and I looked. I did the research, and I'm going to say he's not. All right, but I just want it to be known.
Then why? Wait.
There's a lot of.
So if you know he's not, why are you even bringing it up?
I'm not saying I know he's not. I just don't think he is. But it needs to be known that there's not many Hispanic.
He's in the same club with Sterling from the
black,
fucking Clippers.
or black players on this team. There's not. Think about the offense and think about the pitching staff. When's the last time we are now the New England Patriots of baseball? That's who we are. We're the Boston Celtics of the 70s of
James
baseball.
White.
Yeah. James.
It was actually dark. See, that's why they got away with it. That's why the Patriots got away with it. See, the white dude, he's actually black.
Yeah, his name's James White. He's black. That's how we. It's something that came up this week. I wanted to bring it up. If someone else wants to do a little more
But where
research,
did it come up?
if someone else,
Where did it come up?
you were there. If someone wants to, Dave Peterson says you need to change the subject. Change the subject. Pete Rose will be on the field at Scissors Bank Park this weekend. Dave, you're right.
Yeah, change the subject to a fucking child rapist.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. A gambling child rapist. Thanks, Dave. That's great. Now we're just kidding. What the fuck? Look, I'm not saying Dave Dombrowski is racist. I just think it's interesting. It's rare to see that in baseball. Just want to bring it up. Food for thought.
I think it's a coincidence.
I think so too. No, I do think it's a coincidence. But these things have to be said.
But the Dodgers are all white, ain't they?
Sometimes these are things that put podcasts on the map.
Aren't the Dodgers all white dudes? Trey Turner,
Mookie,
Freddie Freeman.
You got Mookie.
All right, Mookie aside, Freddie Freeman, Trey Turner, Clayton Kershaw. They got an Asian dude. He's a good pitcher, actually.
Wholesome young boy.
Cream of some young guy.
Oh, cream of some young guy.
Throws a good slider.
Dave Peterson says less controversy. You fucking change the subject about Pete Rose. Dave, we actually talked about Pete Rose last week. I thought it was cool. I was
You're a cock tease, Karen. I was
actually pretty drunk by the time we were talking about Pete Rose last week. I don't really remember. I was falling asleep after the show. Mike was talking to me. I was like, fuck, I go to bed.
You were falling asleep during the show?
No, after the show.
Oh.
Who do you think I am, Gary?
It's true.
Got it all over my shirt.
See, we still get to hear his laugh.
Right there, Ruby, right there. Don't stop. Don't stop. Oh, you hit the spot. What the? Ruby!
And now he's connecting to sound clips.
What the fuck was that?
It's Ruby
He
getting
connected
jerked.
two
It's a
sound
horse
clips.
getting jerked off. Someone does a voiceover of a horse getting milked.
And then he
You
gets
ever have a
killed.
gal suggest that you need some attentions paid to your butts holes?
All right. So before we got our guest calling in,
Sean was waiting. He was waiting.
Yeah, how
all
long
day.
you been waiting to
He's
play
been
that
waiting.
one?
No, it wasn't just that. He was waiting for the connection. He had the two right next to each other, so he could play the one and wait for it to finish, so he can connect right into the next one.
that's
Don't
actually
think that I didn't know.
that's actually a preemptive strike.
It
believe or not.
was.
It was.
Yeah, how long you been playing in that one?
I literally just did. Yeah. Oh, so we got a call. All right, on the phone with us. Been a long time. Diddy, what is up, brother?
Hello. How are you, gentlemen?
What's going on,
Diddy?
man?
What's up, Mike?
How you been?
We've been good, man. We're talking about horses getting jerked off and how Dave Dombrowski might be racist because there's only two black Phillies on the team. But besides that, we're doing good, man. How about you?
So basically a normal Friday.
Yeah, you know how it is. It is interesting though. That's all. I wasn't saying he was. I just think it's interesting that Didi's gone and Familia's gone and
That his real name
and Odubel's gone and there's
that his real name might be Daniel Vineyard.
It might be Daniel Vineyard. It might be. It's just ironic, don't you think, Alanis?
It is under the normal percentage of a team. I will say that. Yeah.
Maybe he'll just come out and say I'm not a slave owner. Maybe that'll be his press conference.
So we all just said every one of these moves we agreed with.
Oh, what does that make you?
I wanted to get whiter.
Yeah, no. I meant to say writer. I'm
That's
sorry.
the way to win.
Yeah,
right. If it ain't white, it ain't right.
Yeah, he says something like that. You're like, dude, Dave, you can't say that in a press conference. Well, look at my team that won the World Series 4 years ago. If it ain't white, it ain't right. Dave, you can't say that.
Fuck you.
I want to be able to see you in the daytime and at night.
You know what? He's going to say after this press conference, I'm going to curb stomp you. Dave, you can't say that.
Hello.
You can't say that.
Did you see?
Man, you guys are such a drag. What's that?
Did you see when the Boston catcher got traded this week and he just got told by the press while he was on the field?
No.
At Houston?
No.
And
I saw
PR,
that. I saw that. It's bad.
The
Yeah.
PR guy, the PR guy from Boston, came out and grabbed him by the shoulder. That's what would happen to Dave. They'd have a giant hook that would just come out and pull his ass off the stage.
Well, before we get into the NFL divisions, which is why I want to bring you on because you're a Saints fan, we're going to do the NFC South. And by the way, guys, we're only joking. I want to just punt that out there. The Dave Dombrowski, I'm only playfully messing around here. I do think it's coincidence. Dave Dombrowski is not racist.
No.
Don't do your research. I already did it. He had plenty of black players on teams when he won the World
minor leagues.
I actually took a half hour of my day yesterday and looked at team photos over the last 20 years.
I want to research this crazy thought.
I did. 1997, there was a lot. So maybe I was early in his career. Maybe he just learned how to hate later. I don't know. I'm just bringing it out there. But
are you saying he got better at hating as he went along?
I think he did. Maybe he got better at something, but it wasn't winning because he hasn't really. I mean,
not drafting.
It wasn't drafting, that's for sure. It wasn't drafting, and it wasn't winning.
That's not what he does. No. It's not.
But before that, what's your take on the Phillies moves this past week?
I'll tell you what. It's not that I disliked the moves. I think they've definitely filled some needs. It's an overall team construction and what they're able to do. So look at a team. Let's look at a team like the Yankees. We'll look at a team like St. Louis Cardinals. Look at a team like the Padres, Dodgers. All of these teams, maybe minus the Padres, have been winning organizations consistently. They spend big money, but their farm systems are excellent. So when big trades come around, they have the capital to be able to make those moves, where the Phillies just don't. Their farm system is kind of drecked, to be honest with you. So, do I like the Syndergaard move? Sure. Listen, you can't go wrong getting started pitching. I like the defensive moves because defensively this team has been awful. But, the fact is you're never going to land some of those key big name trades until the farm system starts to catch up. So, yeah, I think, you had referenced it. He doesn't draft, he spends. But you look at these teams that win and win consistently. Like look at Atlanta last year. They have some key free agents in the trade pickups, but then they also have a good amount of homegrown stars. So, again, I it's not that I'm against the trades. I don't think they were bad. I just think that this team is kind of stuck in a middle ground. What's the best you can hope for? That they get to the wild card? Do you really think, much beyond that?
No.
I mean, they could win. We were just talking about it a little bit before you came on. They could win the wild card round. That's it. You could, if you get good Nola, you could go toe to toe. Wheeler could go toe to toe with anybody, especially if you could outlast their starting pitcher and go against their bullpen. And then if you get a good Nola outing, you could win the series. Now, I can't see a 7-game series against the better teams though.
No, and that's sort of where I'm at too. I mean, it's sad to the extent that we have to say since 2011 that the Phillies have even been in the playoff. So you're almost thankful that they're at least on that doorstep. But realistically, the team has a lot of flaws. Would it be great to see them go and take a wild card round? Sure, but I just don't know where the team's going. I don't see an overall direction to it.
Yeah.
So before we get to the NFL divisions, I want to bring this up. I thought maybe we'd save this for you because I think this is awesome. And I think this is right in your wheelhouse. This is a list of the dream team of baseball players with the most fucked up names.
Okay.
All right. So at catcher, these are real players, by the way.
Yep. Okay.
At catcher, you have Pickles Dillofer.
There's no way that's a real name.
It's a real name.
That can't, yeah.
These are all real names.
But that's got to be 1870, right?
Right.
Be some guys.
Well, some of them you'll know, some of them you won't.
From the Chattanooga Green Sox or some team like that.
First baseman, Razor Shines.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Number two. Second base, Stubby Clapp.
Stubby Clapp.
That has so many implications.
Yeah,
what's up, Stubby?
That's like a light with TJ's sister.
I think the shortstop, Dickie Thon.
And that clap
Shortstop
is
is
not.
not. No. So Stubby Clapp is the second base at shortstop. Chicken Wolf.
That's made up.
Chicken Wolf.
Yeah.
Randy's
Look
brother.
it up. Look up Chicken Wolf. Baseball player.
Yeah, we got it. That,
Yeah, you know what? Do that, and then you got to do the facts. Okay, so you think I'm making this up? I'm not making this up.
And this is not like a nickname.
Well, it might be a nickname. Well, I know the one's not.
Oh no, it's Jimmy Wolf.
It's Jimmy Wolf.
Yeah,
I got it right.
Winkle, aka Jimmy Wolf, also known as Chicken Wolf, an American professional baseball player.
Okay. All right. So,
1862.
Yeah,
he died in
exactly.
He died in 1903.
Yeah, he had 18 home runs though. So I mean, for a chicken, that's not bad.
Yeah. We did it at the same time. Third base, we have Shooty Babbitt. Shooty.
Nice.
Oh my God, the
Shooty.
one's showing up now.
Shooty Babbitt. Which one?
Johnny Dickshot.
Yeah, that's left field. I'm about to do that right now. Left field, Johnny Dickshot is left field.
John Oscar Dickshot, nickname Ugly Johnny Dickshot. So
Ugly.
not only is it Dickshot, it's an ugly Dickshot. Was it? He was born in 1910.
He was born out of his dad's ball bag.
He
That's
lived-
where he was born. He was a dick shot.
He lived at.
I want you to be a good dick shot, just like me, son.
He lived till 97. He has 7 career homers
And 12 kids.
and 116 Johnny Dickshot stats.
We live to be an old dick shot.
Yep. Just be a good dick shot, just like your
Oh,
grandfather.
But there's another one that keeps.
Center field, Coco Crisp. That's we all know that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yep.
Your right fielder is Rusty Kuntz.
No,
Come on.
no.
Any relation to Jones?
It's not James Kunt,
Jones?
but it's
Rusty Cunts.
Yep.
No.
Kuntz. Kuntz.
My phone's looking for Rusty
Was he?
Cunts.
Was he in the field next to Dick Pole too, or what?
No, that's the one I got. Dick Pole.
That's the other one you got.
Honorable mention.
All right, a pitcher, Cannonball Titcomb.
Some girls need combs for their tits. What are you gonna do?
I guess they do.
Well, you ever see like some hairy nipples? Sometimes?
I was once with a girl with hairy nipples. It was very off-putting.
That's what
Sean.
Pete. That's what
Sean.
Pete Lecoq said.
When his name was John and he had hairy nipples, you probably want to move
Yeah.
on.
That was probably a
If it was
mistake.
woman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
Pete Lecoq.
And then the bullpen, you had Tim Spoony Barger. I mean, that's just a funny name. There's nothing crazy about that. But yeah, these are real names. So that was
Rusty Cunts.
Rusty Cunts.
Stop
That's
fucking
the boy.
around, cunt.
Stuff.
Stop fucking around, cunt!
So there's
Dick Shots.
Dick Shots was good. Dick Shots was an awesome one. All right,
the
so
two of them
let's talk some football.
Maybe we should
Oh,
name our
right,
show
right.
Johnny D and Rusty K.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
We gotta write that down.
last week
That
our
should be a new beer, a new brew.
Johnny D and Rusty K. What is that? It's for Johnny Dick Shot and Rusty Cunts in their honor.
Rusty Cunts.
And it's just on the
Why
can.
has he got a Marlins hat on?
And on the can, it's a candle in the shape of a dick in memory.
Old time,
wait, he
like,
played for the-
1800s logo.
Well, last week, what was the name of the show last week? What was it? What would we call it last week? Do you remember? I forget.
No.
We called it something. It was like totally irrelevant to anything, and it was like, oh, this is no one's gonna know what the fuck this even means.
Yeah,
unless-
you
what
know
was the
what-
name of the show last
You
week?
know what Rusty Cunt's parents' name is?
What's that?
Willie Cunts and Chet Cunts.
Chet?
Yeah,
Wait, Chet?
Chet.
Wait, Willie?
Which
and
one was
Chet?
Willie's probably the chick.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Willie?
Yeah.
I've never heard of a female Willie.
Uh,
Well, never mind. I'll show you one. All right. Let's go to the NFC South. We're going to start with the NFC South because this is
All
right
right.
in the. Oh, yeah. So hold on. Dave Peterson just chimed in. Russell J. Kuntz is an American former Major League Baseball outfielder. He played for the White Sox, Minnesota Twins, Detroit Tigers between 79 and 85. So he's probably a hairy cunt too because he played during the 70s.
So Rusty Kuntz played in California.
He did. Yeah, he sure did.
During the 70s.
During the 70s.
Anywhere
yeah.
near Dick Shot.
Near Johnny Dick Shot. Right? Was that the name? Johnny
Yeah.
Dick. We should just name the show Johnny Dick Shot.
And Dick Pole.
Johnny Dick Shot with
and
Mike
Dick
Diddy.
I like Dick Pole.
Now appearing.
It was appearing with right. Dollar Dog Night with Rusty Kuntz.
Dick Shots.
Dick Shots.
Dollar Dick Shot.
Dollar Dick Shots. That's the name of the
That's it,
show.
Dollar Dick Shots.
Are we allowed
All
to
right.
call it that?
So last year, the Atlanta Falcons went 7-10, and here are their additions. They added Marcus Mariota, Alden Tate, Kajiro Hodge. Let me see here. No one really of it's pretty bad. Casey Hayward, not that Casey Hayward. Draft picks. They drafted Drake London. Good draft pick. I think he's gonna be a decent, decent wide receiver. Defensive end Arnold Ebekete. I don't know if I can say his name. All season losses though, much bigger than their gains. Matt Ryan, Mike Davis, Russell Gage, Hayden Hurst, Dante Fowler is gone. Thomas Morstead, their punter. So they lost a lot.
Well, and not to mention Ridley's suspended.
And, and Ridley's suspended for betting on the Deshaun Watson case. So he's out. the Carolina.
That is crazy that he got suspended that long. All the other shit going on, and
really.
I mean, I'm not heartbroken, but yeah, it is. Yeah, it's true. The Carolina Panthers are. I already put that up. I'm sorry, I put that up. Little thing. Carolina Panthers finished at 5-12 last year. They didn't have a quarterback. They added Baker Mayfield. Is that going to be enough? Deontay Foreman, Austin Corbett, guard. Actually, a couple of offensive linemen here. Defensively, they added Corey Littleton, Damian Wilson, Chris Westry, Xavier Woods. Not bad. Johnny Hecker. All right, so they got a little bit better defensively. Not bad. They after the defensive tackle or an offensive tackle or drafted an offensive tackle Akeem Akinwolu, and a quarterback Matt Corral, and then offseason losses: Cam Newton, Amir Abdul Jamal Warner,
So
Hassan Reddick is gone, Stephon Gilmore's gone, AJ Boye is gone. So
they
lost.
They had Cam Newton. They re-signed Cam Newton.
No, he's gone.
Last year, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you remember that?
I don't remember.
He had one game, one good game.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember he played for New England, then I kind of forgot about him.
Tampa Bay finished 13-4. Of course, we know that Tom Brady's back. They added Russell Gage, Kyle Rudolph, Shaq Mason, Hakeem Hicks.
Wait, Russell Gage went to Tampa Bay? I didn't realize that.
Logan Ryan. And also Julio Jones. This is outdated. Draft picks Logan Hall, defensive end and defensive tackle / bunch of actually they drafted a lot of defense. And then losses: Ronald Jones, Antonio Brown, Gronk is gone, OJ Howard, a couple offensive tackles. Sue is gone, and Doki Sue is gone. Jason Pierre-Paul's gone. Whitehead is gone at safety, and they lost their punter. And of course, we know it took 40 days for Tom Brady to say, "Nah, enough of these fucking kids. I'm coming back."
We'll have more on Tom Brady and While You Were Drunk, I would imagine.
Yes, I think we will. Yeah.
Okay.
And then that leaves the New Orleans Saints, which is why Mr. Mike Diddy's on the phone here. I want to get his take on the NFC South here. So the Saints added. They were 9-8 last year.
Okay.
With a kind of a quarterback carousel in a way.
Who was it? They had Winston and
5 different quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They had Winston, and then Winston got hurt. They had Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum O'Neal. Tatum O'Neal played. Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Jack Kemp.
Clark Kent.
Don't forget him.
So they added Andy Dalton. They added Jarvis Landry. They added Taco Charlton, defensive tackle Kenny Street, Marcus Way, Tyrann Mathieu joined them. A couple safeties. Shit, they signed 3 safeties. Daniel Sorensen and Justin Evans. They drafted Chris Olave. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Offensive tackle Trevor Pennon. They lost Armstead. They lost Kawan Alexander, Marcus Williams, and Malcolm Jenkins called it a career. that was their first year since 2006 without Drew Brees. So
And they also don't have a first round next year. Thank you.
So before we get to the AFC, and it might be a bit, that's okay. Mike, I mean, what do you think about the NFC South and what's going to happen there?
So I think the obvious statement is Bucks. Obvious, even as a Saints fan, I'd have to say the Bucks are in line to take the South again. Now I will. The loss of their starting center, I think is going to hurt worse than a lot of people think. One thing, if you watch the Saints play the Bucks, and they're undefeated in the regular season against them since Brady's been there, they get pressure up the middle, and that's one thing that we all know Brady hates. So, with the loss of that the center, I really think that's going to hurt them, but I don't think that's going to keep them from winning the division. The Saints, if you look last year when Winston went down, they were 5-1, and then we went on this injury list and of quarterbacks, and between COVID and injuries, there were 5 different starting quarterbacks for the Saints last year. And I would challenge you guys, without looking it up, name me one Saints wide receiver from last season.
Yeah, I should forget Callaway.
Okay, there you go. All right,
yep. That's it.
And he had a mediocre year. He's your 4th or 5th receiver on an average team.
Yeah,
but we sort of had that great preseason, and everybody thought he was going to be a great receiver. But
and
the fact
Traquan, was it Traquan Smith? Is that his name?
Traquan Smith.
Yeah, Traquan Smith. Yep. Those are my 2 receivers. Yep. That's it.
Yeah, that's good. No, Traquan has been sort of a disappointment overall. If you put him in as a 3rd receiver or 4th, then it's okay. But he has not really lived up to the billing.
Well,
so
yeah,
is Thomas?
Yeah,
Thomas back?
Michael Thomas is back.
Thomas is back,
and now you have Olave.
And Landry.
Yep, you got Olave.
And Jarvis Landry.
And
Jarvis
Landry.
Landry.
Yep.
That's a pretty
Although Jarvis Landry has kind of always been kind of underachieving.
Jarvis Landry is a Pro Bowler last year.
He's one that, you don't really we don't need him to be a superstar. You need him to be solid. He do the things he does best, which is route running, cross the middle, will make, he's not going to get you long gains, but will get you those sort of in between guy you look for on 3rd down and maybe like 5, 6.
Yeah,
and then you got Kamara.
He doesn't get you that. He doesn't get you
so
that.
Kamara looks like he's going to actually play this year.
Yeah, that whole thing's going to get delayed.
Yeah, I think so too. The trial's not even starting for 2 or 3 more months now.
And then they might even delay it even further. They might.
Yeah, his lawyers are going to keep they're going to keep pushing that out. That's going to get pushed into the end of the season.
Yeah. Do you think that bothers him? Do you think in the back of his mind that's going to bother him at all? Or you think as a football player, just play football?
Yeah, I mean, I can't see how something like that wouldn't have any effect on you. If you're talking potential jail time, I mean, now he doesn't have any kind of history, and I don't know what Vegas statutes are as far as if there's minimums for that kind of crime, but if it keeps getting pushed off closer to playoff time, that could even be worse.
Right.
Than getting it done in the beginning of the season. But I do have a feeling that we're not going to be hearing about that till probably January, February after the season.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I thought for sure when that shit went down in the offseason, I was like, he's out for the year. Yeah, we're not going to see him this year.
Yep.
And actually, I thought the Saints were going to cut him, honestly.
I didn't think they would cut him, but I did think that they would have, he'd be gone 10, 12 games. That's kind of what I figured. And it may still happen. Who knows?
I mean, I guess technically, just because they're pushing back the trial doesn't mean that the NFL can't discipline them.
Sure.
I don't know why this popped.
Yeah.
I don't know why this popped in my head, but like the 2 of the best fucking fantasy finds I've ever had was Alvin Kamara the first year. I ended up drafting him super late because no one knew who he was because I forget.
This is like 3rd or 4th round pick.
Yeah, like no one knew who's. I'm like, I'll take a chance on him. And Jamar Chase last year.
Chase last year.
Did I had Chase?
Yes, he did.
I had Chase, Jefferson, Debo, and Keenan Allen last year. And who am I missing? And DJ Moore.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that was my.
The dick.
Yeah.
I played him in a championship game. It was over after the first quarter. It was the game with the Chiefs and the fucking Bengals.
It was a 1 o'clock. Yeah, it was 1 o'clock on a Sunday. And I'm like,
Chase had 66 points.
I'm like texting with and I'm like, and then he got 1 and he got 2 or something, and they were both long ones, and I'm like,
he's like, it's over.
I'm like, yeah.
I was like, it's over. Sean's like, you never know, dude. I said,
he got a second one.
I know.
I didn't want to say anything. I'm like, yeah, it's over. I was like, I don't want to bust his bubble. But like, there's no fucking way he's coming back because
No, that was over in the first quarter. Yeah, no, absolutely.
He had 66 fucking points.
it's crazy.
Like, I'm starting fucking who's my starting quarterback?
Yeah, you lost a quarterback.
Right, like I was playing the carousel at quarterback. I can't believe I was in the championship game.
Yeah,
I started Davis Mills in one of my playoff
might-
games and won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy.
but to get back, so the Saints, the Saints have hopefully a more stability at quarterback. Look, I don't hate Winston. I don't. I think Winston is he a starter? I guess he's a starter in this league, but but he can give you just enough to win games, right?
To stop throwing picks.
You have a good enough wide receiver core, and you have a great running back behind you, and your defense should be good enough. So, I guess I'm going to ask you, Mike. What do you think your overall expectation for the Saints is, and then give us your division your division predictions.
Sure. All right. So I think you nailed it. I mean, Anus Winston is the key. You're going to find out. As far as he goes, they can go. Now, this defense.
That's funny. I thought we called
one of
TJ's
the
sister
best-
Anus Winston.
No, Anus Willis.
Oh, I'm sorry. Winston
There's
was
a
there.
difference.
Winston was there when we saw her anus.
Where the titties at?
Right. We're back to the clap again.
Bushy clap. What was his name? What was it? Stubby clap.
Stubby clap and Rusty Cunts.
And Ron Dickstein.
And Dick Pole.
Whenever she walks
and
in,
Dick
the
Shot.
lights
Johnny
go off
Dick
and on.
Dick Shot. Dick Shot.
Yeah.
Dick Shot.
Dave's
$1
back.
Dick
Dave. Johnny Dick's shot.
Dick Shot. The band you fucking pay when you can't get kill shot.
I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. Trust me. They had a they had a really good defense last year. So if they can get anything out of this offense stability wise, I think we're looking at a good season. I see them with like 10 wins. They were a quarter away from making the playoffs last year with all of that change. So I have a good feeling. I'd say the Bucks, Saints, then Panthers, and the Falcons are basically a total rebuild.
That's exactly what Dave Peterson has here.
You think the Saints make the playoffs?
I do. I think they're kind of like a sneaky pick because people don't know what to make of Winston, but they ignore then the quality of that defense and the other weapons that are there. So, when he played 5 games or 6 games last year, they were 5-1. So, and that's with underperforming wide receivers and other issues on the line. So, Teron Armstead's going to hurt them.
Yeah.
Penning, the guy they draft, he's just a nasty, nasty guy, an offensive lineman. So I think they're going to be pretty good.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win the division, but I think they'll be good. And then it's Atlanta rebuild. I think you'll see Carolina somewhere probably hovering around the 500 mark. Well, probably a game or two below, I would say. And I think it'll be a last year for Matt Rule down there.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's a shame. I was pulling for Matt Rule.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But he's
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him better. I mean, there's been no stability in his quarterback position either. So he's kind of been on the short
It's
end.
been a mess.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Obviously, I think we're all on this train. I think the Bucks take the division. I think they win 12 or 13 games. I'm going to go with the Saints in the 2-hole, but I'm not where Mike is with the Saints. I think we've seen the Winston thing. It's been 6-7 years now.
Yeah. We're just licking his fingers in Tampa Bay.
Right.
Deshaun Jackson's looking at him going,
Eating a win.
he's like, what are you doing?
I think this is
W.
Yeah, I think this is just who he is.
That was embarrassing.
He may, if he stays healthy all year, he may throw 35 touchdowns, but he's going to throw 20 to 25 picks. So I think
great
that
for fantasy.
Right. I just think
I think theirs are going to go down. I do. I don't think he'll throw 35 touchdowns, but I do think you're going to see a lower amount of picks from him than you've ever seen.
Okay.
I got to see
new offense too.
I don't
remember,
blame you. Listen, yeah.
remember,
Right,
Sean Payton's gone,
Right.
so
I know.
So I just got to see it before, I say it. You know what I mean? So I do think they're the second in the division, but also think there's no way they make the playoffs. I think they finish 7-10, 8-9.
Wow. Okay.
And then out of default, I just think the Panthers are better than the Falcons.
Right.
But I think the bottom of this division, you have two teams that win maybe six and 4 games.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well,
listen, I hope you're wrong about the Saints. I hope Dick shots all over your head. And that the Saints spin a couple more than you're predicting. But go ahead.
No, I was going to say that I'm kind of Ryan. I'm right along what you're thinking. I think that I put Tampa around 12 wins. I mean, they're going to win probably 5 of the division games.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I was going to say 9-8, maybe 9-8, but I'll go probably 8-9 losing Peyton. I would say they'll go. I'll go down a game 8-9 for the Saints. I think that Carolina is a shit show. I think I'll put them at like 6 wins, maybe 7. And then Atlanta's just they're in a rebuild mode. They're a dumpster right now. They're a dumpster fire. So I got them at like 4 or 5 wins.
Yeah. I was gonna fuck around and joke around and say the Panthers are gonna finish second. I can't. I just can't. Like Baker Mayfield's a fucking joke. Like the stories that come out about him. Now, if CMC,
what are the stories like?
So,
is he just a jackass?
No, like he's a jackass in the locker room. He doesn't put the work in. Like, yeah. And the thing is, like, if CMC stays healthy, they, DJ Moore's a good receiver. Like, they have a chance. But I look at the Saints and go, no, they're just a better team.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is better. Even with a new coach you don't know about.
Who's the head coach?
Quarterback play. I trust Winston over Baker Mayfield. I
think Winston has a. Well, I mean, it's not even close. I think Winston has a better track record.
He's got a better arm. He's more athletic,
and the defense is better. So I can't go any way other than what you guys went: Bucks, Saints, Panthers, Falcons. I think it's that way. I'm not going to give records, but Bucks might win. I don't know, 12 games, and Saints might win. I'm going to say around
Atlanta,
9 or 10.
Is Mariota starting for Atlanta?
Yeah, he's going to be starting quarterback.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Who's that? Is it Dennis Allen, the head coach of the Saints?
Yeah. Yep, that's the head coach. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The loss of Sean Payton is going to hurt, but their coach Michaels has been there the entire time. The offensive coordinator has been there the entire time Payton was there too. So there is a little bit more stability there than I think people realize. But yeah, I mean, his creativity during game is going to be missed. And Sean, I know how much you love Sean Payton.
Oh, I loved him. His purse
lips.
Yeah, I loved it.
He's a good coach, but I can't.
Yeah, he is a good coach. Hell of a coach.
He ran up the score on everybody.
So you being a
He'll
Saint,
be the Dallas coach next
yeah,
year.
You're right.
But you being a Saints fan, Mike, with Sean Payton moving on, like, how do you feel about that? Like, was it time? Are you okay with Dennis Allen being the head coach? Are you excited about Dennis Allen being the head coach? Are you pissed off that Sean Payton left?
So a little bit of a mix. The fact that the story has come out about the conversations of him joining Brady in Miami, that pisses me off a little bit. You still had Breeze, you still had a really good team at that point in 2018, 2019, and here you're talking about going to Miami.
3 years ago that they were talking about this?
Yeah, 2019 was the yep. So in my mind, it probably started in 2018 if they started looking at 2019. But then it came up again. So that part irritates me. The other point is sometimes as good as a coach as you can be, a new voice is just needed. And the identity of this team the last couple of years has been their defense, which is crazy to think. That hasn't been the case since like Sam Mills was there and Pat Swilling was there. But the defense has actually been what's led them the last couple of years. So for Dennis Allen to then move into that role does make sense. Now, am I going to jump up and down and say, Dennis Allen, that's exactly who I think would be best? I don't know. But I am glad, at least with Peyton leaving, that they're not starting from scratch. You still have a defensive coach who moved right in there that all the players know. You're keeping the same offensive coordinator you've had since 2006. So there's more stability there than I think people realize. And I think if Peyton wasn't all in, then I'm glad he stepped down until he signs up for Dallas, and I got to hate him next year.
Yeah, right. Do you want to hang out for the NFC? Yeah, you got to roll.
AFC?
Yeah, I'll listen. Yeah, I'll be listening.
Okay. All right. So this,
All right, man.
Yep. Oh, you're gonna hang out or you're gonna roll?
Oh, I'm gonna roll.
Okay, sounds good, man.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. It was good hearing from you guys. It's been a while.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We'll have to get together soon, man. And I hope everyone's all right at home, and hope you're feeling all right.
Thanks for coming on, Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mike.
my pleasure. Thanks, guys. It's good to talk to you.
I hope the AIDS clears.
And it's willing.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, see you guys.
All right,
Take it
see you.
easy.
Mike
Bye.
Diddy. All right, awesome. That was cool. AFC. So we got the Houston Texans at 4-13 last year. They added a lot. Does it help them? Kyle Allen, Dare Ogunbowale, Chad Beebe, Don Beebe's son, I think. I don't know. His name's Chad. I guess it sounds like a Don. It sounds like a white name, right? Chad. AJ Karen, yeah. Chad Quinsonberry, center.
Somewhere Chad Johnson's going to punch you in the face.
I know, right? Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, draft picks, Derek Singletary's cornerback, guard Kenyon Green. Offensive off-season losses, Deshaun Watson, Marcus Cannon. Let's see who else. That's basically it. I mean, there's nothing.
I mean,
else
Deshaun
really.
Watson wasn't playing for him anyway, so that's even.
Yeah. So that's the Houston Texans who are going to blow again. Let's just get that out of the way. The Colts last year finished 9-8. They added Matt Ryan, Nick Foles, Philip Lindsay, Nakano, whatever however you say his name, Stephen Gilmore, Ronnie McLeod went to the Colts. They drafted Alec Pierce, Jelani Woods, who's a tight end. They lost Carson Wentz, Marlon Mack, T.Y. Hilton, Jack Doyle's gone, Eric Fisher. They lost a couple of offensive linemen. Also, like I said, Eric Fisher, Sam Tevy, Mark Lanowski. Xavier Woods is gone. Rocky Sin is gone. So they lost a little bit there. So these are your Colts. And then with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Doug Peters, Dougie P, hell of a guy.
Right.
Christian
If
Kirk.
he gets more than 3 wins, he moves into the top 5 winningest coaches in Jacksonville history.
What about what the fuck? Shooter McGavin.
He's probably up there.
Dom Capers?
No.
Jack Del Rio.
Jack Del Rio.
No, they were better with Dom Capers.
Don Capers actually a good coach for him. Yeah, because they made the NFC championship. Well, wait, Jack Del Rio made the NFC championship game too.
There's 4 other guys. Those are 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the top 5.
They've probably in 25 years or so, they've probably had like 8-9 coaches.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And 3 of them had 2 wins or 3 wins, like Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer.
So like top 5. Yeah. So Doug Peters needs 4 wins to be top 5.
4 wins. He'll be top 5 and win for that. That's crazy.
sad.
Tom Coughlin's up there, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, you can name probably 4.
Oh, wait.
that are
Dom
healthy.
Capers was the Panthers. Tom
Yeah.
Coughlin's
Tom
the guy
Coughlin.
for. Yeah, right.
Right.
You're mixing up the old wrinkly cocks.
Well, the 2 teams came in together.
Yeah, they did. So Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Brandon Sheriff. They make good signings here. Darius Williams, cornerback. So they signed decent guys. They drafted a defensive end, Trayvon Walker. Of course, people thought he was going to go 1 overall for a little while. Linebacker Devin Lloyd.
Is Tim Tebow still trying out for tight end? Or did they decide to
Is he really?
No, they finally said.
that
Carlos,
was an Urban Meyer thing.
they lost Carlos Hyde, GJ Shark, AJ Can, guard. Let's see. Miles Jack's gone finally. He's probably fucking free. So that's the Jacksonville Jaguars at 3-14 last year. Those are their off-season signings. And then finally that leaves
Tennessee.
Tennessee. That's a great song.
It is a good song.
I hated that song.
Really?
As a kid.
Arrested Development. That's a great
No, as
song.
a kid, I hated that song because it was on all the fucking time. I was like,
Shut the fuck up!
like every time it came on. Now I might listen to him. All right, that's a good song. Maybe after the show, we'll listen. Maybe during the show. Maybe we'll close it out with that.
There you go.
Additions: Trenton Canyon, running back Robert Woods, Austin Hooper, and Jamarco Jones, offensive tackle. They drafted wide receiver Traylon Burks to replace
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. See, cornerback Roger McCreary. Off-season losses, like we just said, AJ Brown, Julio Jones. Coyle Pruitt is gone. David Quisenberry is gone. Offensive tackle guard Roger Salford. Jalen Brown, linebacker. Janorius Jenkins is gone.
Wait. So the Titans lost Jalen Brown
and Janorius Jenkins.
Wow.
Defensively.
Wow.
They lost a lot offensively.
And AJ Brown. Wow.
Yeah, they lost a lot.
And Julio, but I mean Julio wasn't.
Yeah.
Who's their wide receiver now? Who's
Traylon Burks and Robert Woods.
Yep.
Robert Woods.
That's your core.
I'll go first.
All right.
I think the Colts win it.
Yeah.
I think the Colts, but it's like a 10-7, or maybe like I'll give them 11-6. I'll give the Colts 11-6. 4 of those wins are going to be beaten up on at least 3 between Jacksonville and Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody's got to win. They probably don't have a really tough schedule. They were pretty good last year. I mean, they needed to beat Jacksonville to get in the playoffs last year with Carson Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
You got to figure that Matt Ryan's better than that. They seem to improve a little bit on the offseason. So, yeah, I'll go them winning. I'll go Tennessee 10-7. I think Tennessee's still good enough. I think that, Derrick Henry's really good. I'm a believer in Tannehill. I think Tannehill's a pretty good quarterback. That defense is still good. Mike Vrabel's a good coach. And then, yeah, it gets bad after that. You got some 7-10 and 6-11. You pick which one's which.
All right. Good point. Mike, I got to tell you, I 100% agree with you. I do think the Colts win this division. I think the Colts are a better team. They lost a lot, but they gained a lot. I think they got a better quarterback than they did last year. You're going into the second year with Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is he's going to run, as long as he's healthy, he's going to run all over the fucking place this year. If you got the number 1 pick, take Jonathan Taylor in your fantasy draft.
Yeah, that's pretty much a given.
Right. Matt Ryan's better than Carson Wentz. They got a good offensive line. They got a good defensive line. They got a good linebacker. So I'm leaning in that over department for 11 wins.
You think they go 12?
Yeah, I think they get.
Okay.
I think they go 12-5. I think the Titans fight for a playoff spot, 10 wins or so, and then I'll agree with you. Take your pick between 3 and 4 in the division. I do think the Jaguars are going to be better than people think, but I don't think it's going to translate to wins yet.
Yeah, does Trevor Lawrence take that next step up? Right. Yeah, I'm really low on the Titans this year. I'm low on Derrick Henry, and I'm low on the Titans this year. I think Derrick Henry finally.
You think the injury last year? Wow, that was interesting.
No, I don't know. Yeah, what happened there? I don't know.
I hear where you're going there, though. Like, even minus the injury, like, it's a matter of time. Like, that running back's going to start breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he already broke down last year with the injury. Now, you can make the argument that he got a little rest for a year, and now he comes back strong again. But he is getting older, and there's only so much longer that he could take that type of punishment because, of the type of back he is.
The bottom line with them, if you have 3rd, 4th pick in your fantasy draft, you taking them?
Yeah.
I think you have to. Right?
That's the problem. Like, you have.
I don't want to say I don't want to say I'm completely like Derrick Henry's still going to get his. Like Derrick Henry will still get. I just think
you could see him having a regression, but you can't bet against it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you have to do it.
Right. It's him, Cook, and Taylor, and then
take
what else?
And then
prime Joe Mixon.
4 shots of Everclear alcohol and regret.
Sorry, I was just checking out the sound. I lost the sound. I don't know what happened there.
Like you wouldn't randomly play that anyway?
Yeah, it just the song cut out. I didn't cut it out. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So you're low on Tennessee, but where do you got them finishing?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Colts. Matt Ryan takes them to the playoffs. Jonathan Taylor is a great running back, and they have a good enough defense. And Frank Wright's going to say, why did I even believe in Carson Wentz at all? So it's Colts, Titans.
So you're going the Titans finishing second. You have to, right?
Jacksonville and Houston.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have them finishing second.
Yeah, I guess I have to. I can't. Yeah, Jacksonville's not going to be better than the Titans. No.
Right.
So yeah, I got to go that way. And Mark Vrabel's a good coach. And I think it's going to be a close race. It's going to be 1-2, and then the other two are just going to be.
Yeah, I mean, so we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
That's where it is. Both South divisions aren't very good.
No.
I don't think the Titans made the playoffs this year. I don't know.
I think they're the odd team out.
Yeah.
I think they do. I think they sneak in.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, between these two divisions, the over and under on playoff teams is 2.5, and 2 of them have to make it.
I meant to write the ditty. We love having you in. I said, God damn it, I love having you on. I meant to say on, and I said it on.
You meant to say on, and you said on.
So yeah, I mean,
I said in.
There's 2 teams that could make the playoffs, other than the division winners.
I don't think
assuming that the
out of
the
both
Colts,
divisions.
Yeah, there's the Titans.
No,
and
no,
there's the
I
Saints.
think there's one team that can make the playoffs outside of the division winners.
Because it's the AFC West.
Well, no, I'm talking between the two divisions.
Yeah,
I
think there's one team outside of the division winners that can make the playoffs, and that's the Titans.
You don't think the Saints can?
No.
Okay.
Oh, in the NFC.
All right.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't think the Saints have any chance to make the playoffs.
Huh. Okay.
All right.
They finished 8 or 9-8 last year.
Something like that.
Did they get
No,
better?
they did start out 5-1.
Yeah, are they better? I don't know.
They can't.
They still got Winston. Winston's whole career.
Yeah.
That his teams finished 500.
I mean, he was hurt last year, though. Did he come back towards the end of the year? I don't know.
No. He tore his ACL. He was out for the year, and
Okay.
they finished the year with Simeon.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
Trevor
Seaman?
Simeon, yeah. Seaman. You semen swallowing.
Seeming swallowing cocksucker.
So I think the Saints will stay competitive. I think they'll be in a lot of games. They're just not going to have enough firepower.
Yeah. That's probably.
So, Sean, I
haven't tried it yet.
Not a big fan.
No, I haven't tried it yet.
Which one is it?
It's it's Alpha King. It's from Three Floyds. It's a pale ale. Three Floyds is the brewing company.
Three Floyds?
Yeah. Alpha King is the name of the beer. It's a pale ale. It's it talks about the fact that it's got a bold yet balanced pale ale, slight sweetness.
So it's
and
George
aggressive
Floyd,
citrus.
Leonard Floyd, and Floyd Mayweather's company.
Right.
Okay.
Sweetness with an aggressive citrus hoppiness.
I love how we're just going past it.
Did you expect anything more? Did you expect me to really kind of acknowledge
It's a
other than
unicorn.
just kind of nodding and then moving forward?
So who is it? Yeah.
George Floyd, Leonard Floyd, and Floyd Mayweather. Yeah.
It's their
Phillies won 7-2.
So I guess he
I
didn't
guess he didn't have a
no-hitter.
no-hitter. Okay.
Yeah.
But Kyle Gibson gave him 7 strong innings.
That was good. Good
Guy
for him.
sucks.
I didn't say he sucks. I just don't like him. I like his fucking face.
Oh, maybe he doesn't like your fucking
I don't like
face.
your fucking face
Kyle
anymore
Gibson
either.
pitched 8 innings,
All right.
8 innings.
2 hits,
What a pussy.
1 earned run, one walk,
So who gave up the run?
but 4 strikeouts in 8 innings.
That's all right.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that. Dude,
He's your fucking 4th starter.
And your pitcher. Oh, is he your 4th?
I thought it was your 3rd.
I thought he was your 3rd
No,
starter.
Suarez
That's
is
what
the
you said earlier.
3rd
Look, he
All
knows.
right.
But you said
Suarez is the
No, you
3rd
said.
starter. Gibson's the 4th. Syndergaard's the 5th.
You ever have a gal suggest that you need some
I'm gonna have
attentions
a
paid
cigarette.
to your
Fuck you
buttholes?
It's like, yes, I'm going to have a cigarette. All right, it's time for While You Were Drunk.
Oh,
I
Brad
am
Hand
not
gave up
drunk,
the
man.
running
You're
back.
trying to make me drunk.
It's time to catch up on some things you may have missed.
Do you think a six-pack is acceptable?
Wow, you were drunk.
I'm drunk and I love cats. What more do you need to know?
Vin Scully, legendary voice of the LA Dodgers baseball in general, passed away at the age of 94 this week.
He called games into his 80s.
Man, it was only it was into his 80s. Yeah, mid 80s he called games.
Mm.
A lot of people consider him the greatest of all time. I got to share
with the Ashburn, Harry Callis, and the what's the Harry from Harry Carey.
Yeah, Harry Carey from the Cubs. I got to bring up something because this is from Leslie Goodell, and I'm going to credit Leslie Goodell for this because she shared a story and it had me howling. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's just going to take me a second. Okay. So, of course, Leslie Goodell covered the Phillies. I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, but she covered the Phillies for years. So she got to meet Vin Scully a few times. And she said back in 1996, she was set to do a story on Ryan Klesko, the Braves outfielder. Klesko was a surfer, so they were doing a story at the beach after a Sunday day game. Scully and Leslie had talked before about it, before the game. During the break in the 13th inning, Vin walked by and said, "Surf's down." The game went 15 innings, and of course, Ryan Klesko hits the game-winning RBI. So Klesko had to stay for the interviews after the game. And it's pretty cool. Like, it's just ironic.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, mid-90s, and she said, "It's important that I preface this with, I don't know if it's true, but I sure hope it is. This clearly took place and when you can talk during a commercial break without worrying about being canceled." A player, Paul Assenmacher, was warming up in the bullpen. Someone on TV crew focused in on the woman with rather large breasts. When the camera was focused on the woman again during the commercial break, when only the TV crew can hear it, then he said, "Paul Assenmacher is warming up in the pen. There's some awesome knockers." And she basically said, "This is it was such a great post she put up. In a business that rewards wit with authenticity, Vin was unmatched. In a business that looks out for the next best thing, there was never one that came to be him. Vin stands alone on top of her best ever list. Because of him, baseball was her first love. Rest in peace, Vin Scully." That's from Leslie Goodell. I thought that was an awesome post. I hope she doesn't mind me sharing that. I kind of paraphrase a little bit, but she did such a great job with it. And
you know what? But even the comment was fun loving. It wasn't like it wasn't malicious. It wasn't malicious, and it wasn't really sexist.
No, of course. Vin Scully had probably one of the most infamous calls. He had quite a few. Kirk Gibson's home run.
Yeah.
When he was hurt and coming out, but the Bill Buckner between the legs, that he made that call.
Yeah.
Between the legs of Buckner. Oh my! He had some amazing calls in baseball history. And,
he probably called quite a few games that we. The Phillies, when they owned, who was it? Gagne, right? Who was their closer?
Yeah,
Gagne. All those years.
Yeah, probably the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have. But yeah, Vin Scully, rest in peace, man. 94 years old. Good for him, man. Hope he good for him. I say good for him. Rest in peace is what I meant to say, not good for him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's good that he died.
I didn't mean to say good for him. There's a lot of beers.
You've been drinking.
A lot of beers. While you were drunk, well, perfect segment. I'm sorry. It's not good for him that he's dead. Good for him that he's now resting in peace.
Maybe that's the name of our show. It's not good for him that he's dead.
It's not for
there's somebody.
Yeah, but no one's going to listen this late. An hour and 44 in. Like, why did they name this to show this? I think Johnny Dickshot or whatever his name might be bad. Johnny Dickshot. He's dead. It might not be good. I don't know.
All right, we got something on our screen here. I don't know if anybody else can see it.
Yeah, it's all right. No, we're good. So Roadhouse is being remade. Go fucking figure, right?
Well, they redid Point Blank, right? So
yeah.
Not do Roadhouse.
So Roadhouse is the next one on the list. Because why not? There's nothing else better to do than remake movies because we have no other creativity in Hollywood. We don't know what we're doing.
I hear you, but like, and that's kind of a
They
cool
don't need
fight
to
movie.
remake Roadhouse.
But aren't these movies kind of like
Jake
half
Gyllenhaal.
cheesy?
Jake Gyllenhaal is playing the Patrick Swayze part in Roadhouse.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like all these cheesy 80 movies that are being remade. Like, I don't know, like I wasn't a huge fan of a lot of the 80s movies. Like Top Gun was, yeah.
Like if Jake Gyllenhaal comes
I
out and
think
goes,
the 80s were one of the best eras of movies.
Jake Gyllenhaal goes, pain don't hurt. I mean, fuck you. Like, I'm out.
So you're just completely out because it's Jake Gyllenhaal?
I'm out on that movie. Like, you don't need to remake that. There are certain movies that don't need to be remade.
Roadhouse is untouchable?
It's not untouchable. It's just why remake it? It's just it's a movie made in its time, right? Like, I don't know. Like if they Breakfast Club, if they remade
That's
the
untouchable.
But why? Because it captures that time.
Right. And
Roadhouse is the same way.
Yeah, but you know what? The
Breakfast Club to me is a classic.
Yeah, but
Roadhouse
you know what?
isn't.
I could more see making Breakfast Club than Roadhouse. Breakfast Club now, you could modernize Breakfast Club.
Yeah. I'll tell you how they modernize it.
I mean, just with a different genre, different groups, but Roadhouse is kind of an 80s like.
So what are they going to do? What are they all going to have?
The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. Like,
breakfast.
What are they all going to do? Like
the breakfast.
Yeah. Well, will it all be virtual?
Breakfast.
Because you want to modernize it.
Well, yeah. I mean, there'd be a social media aspect to it. I'm sure there would be like there'd be emo instead of like there would still be like there'd be like an emo.
You have the emo
person
kid who's the
that's still at the
outsider.
job. Yeah.
With like fucking,
the
scars
jock
scars on his wrist. You have the jock
who's built like fucking LeBron James.
Right.
Right.
He's a black dude. You have the fucking the outlaw.
You'll have a bi.
Yeah. Or you can't say bi. You gotta say they. You have a they.
You'll have a they.
Well,
you'll have a they on the show.
I mean, as like, I know we're joking about it, but yeah, you would
the
have
principal's not allowed to. The whole wedgie scene is taken out because
right, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, because my dad never touched me. I'm a spoiled fucking millennial.
Right.
Like you have to change the whole thing. Like,
right.
What happened to you? I didn't eat my Fruit Loops.
Oh,
he yelled at me.
He posted something mean about me on Facebook.
Yeah.
Fucked my whole life up.
He said, "I wish I wasn't your son." Like on Facebook, he put it on Twitter, and he's crying when he's telling a story, just like Emilio Estes. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Now he's getting mad.
Now all of a sudden
now he's getting mad.
No, it just sparked me.
Like,
it sparked. Think about how bad of a movie that would be if today's generation made a Breakfast Club. It'd be terrible. He took my fucking iPhone away.
They'd all have man buns.
He gave me iPhone 7.
Yeah, I had the 12. What am I going to do with a 7?
Crying. The principal's a fucking jerk off.
You'd be like the principal from
Did I hear
DC
ruckus?
Police.
Did I hear ruckus?
No.
What the hell word is that? What kind of word is that? That's an 80s word.
Yeah, like, are they even going to make noise because they're all on their phones?
Yeah, right.
You know,
They're all in there because
you're not allowed to keep
school.
You're not allowed to keep them on Saturday. You're not allowed to keep them on Saturday because it's against like fucking child labor laws.
No, they'll do the fucking detention on fucking virtual.
Jesus Christ! All right, moving on.
Jesus Christ!
But it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Right? A Breakfast Club remake would be an absolute bad idea. Let's just put that out there.
And I don't.
I love how our conversation.
I don't think the Roadhouse one is.
I didn't ask you. All right, so
Is there a lot of like those, fights going on nowadays where they're, in barns and whatever shit?
Oh, you got some going on in fucking the fucking buffets. You got a lot of fighting going on in there.
Yeah,
maybe he runs a chicken place instead of a bar. And it all starts because he fires all the black dudes.
They took the last Popeye's chicken sandwich. pain don't hurt. No, but his fucking bullet will.
So, but how do they do that scene in today's day and age? Remember the scene where
That's what I'm
Patrick
saying. This whole
Patrick Swayze rips the dude's throat out?
You can't.
They're not going to do that.
No.
So what's he going to do? Like break a fingernail?
He's gonna write him up. Call the cops.
You offended me. Leave my chicken place alone.
But it's Jake Gyllenhaal. He's white. Why is he working? Never mind. All right. And a woman with an open bottle of Jack Daniel's whiskey in a bag was arrested in Florida because she was driving a golf cart on Florida's busiest interstate while drunk. 58-year-old woman was arrested Saturday night. This is last Saturday night, by the way, on the shoulder of Interstate 95. She's now facing misdemeanor charges of
That's where fucking the dude from the Steelers died.
Yeah, the quarterback.
Yeah,
I forget his name.
He
She's now
wasn't
facing
important.
charges of disorderly intoxication in a public place. Dwayne Haskins. And a resisting officer without violence. I love how the names just come to me randomly as I'm thinking about it and I'm reading the story. And there's 6,000 things going on at once. Fucking, there's a monkey playing fucking tambourines, like
monkeypox.
Monkeypox. You got monkeypox and a monkey playing the fucking. It's not tambourines, the cymbals.
Yeah.
Playing the cymbals.
The big eyes.
Dwayne Haskins running across 95.
Looking like the former lead singer of your band.
This drunk woman. And fucking Roadhouse remake going through my head at the same time at a Popeye's chicken.
That sandwich is pretty good.
I never had it.
Nah, it's overrated.
According to a Florida Highway Patrol report, a semi-truck driver spotted the woman driving in a golf cart in the center lane of I-95, which is the heart of Florida's Space Coast. The truck driver used her semi to steer the golf cart driver to the shoulder of the interstate. Holy shit. So the driver actually kind of pushed the fucking drunk woman off. And Aaron Rodgers is a douchebag. He said this week on a podcast that a psychoactive tea containing a hallucinogenic drug, DMT, helped him unconditionally love himself.
Which allowed him to love others better.
To be me. Hold on. I just want to say it. This is a guy who said, I'm not getting the vaccination. I'm not going to take drugs. I'm not going to put shit in my body. I don't know what it does, right?
But yeah.
To me, one of the core tenets of your mental health is self-love. That is what this drug did for me. Help me to see how unconditionally I love myself.
I fucking hate him.
It's only in the unconditional self-love that then I'm only truly able to unconditionally love others. And what better way to work on my mental health than have an experience like that? So he basically said that his best
self-centered.
His best year, he's completely full of himself. That his best years were when he was tripping, basically. I
don't know if he was tripping the day of the games.
Tripping into a world.
But he wasn't. He loved himself enough, and he loved his teammates enough, but not enough to actually take a pay cut to keep Devontae Adams on the team.
Yeah, because it's not about the money.
No,
it's not about the money.
It's not about the money.
But
I let my best.
He
weapon,
said it's not about the money.
It's not about the money, but I left my best weapon.
And like one of his friends, yeah.
So I can get paid $50 million a year at 39 years old.
How does that look? It's very self-indulged.
It's very self-righteous.
Because Aaron Rodgers puts asses in the seats because he's Aaron Rodgers.
God bless you. You know, if you have a mental health issue and you figure out a way to fix it, God bless you. God bless you. But this just seems very self-serving. Like he's become a hate the face guy for me. I fucking hate him. I hate him. He's such a good quarterback, but I hate him.
Yeah. I mean,
he's annoying. Like like when he came out of the car the other day. Like
I thought that was cool.
That was cool. Like the Con Air thing.
Yeah.
All right, it was cool. Like last year, right? Like he did the whole. Like what the fuck's up with his hair?
Wick thing, yeah.
He did John Wick for Halloween. All right, if he's really growing his hair out and doing the beard thing for Halloween, like that's a lot of dedication. You go to the fucking store and just buy a fake beard and
right. I mean,
Yeah, don't be a douchebag all year.
And he hasn't cut it. So was it really for the John Wick thing, or
Yeah.
And it looks raggedy. Like it's all raggedy. It looks
greasy.
unkept.
Anyway,
Like-
I mean, aside from that,
He's a really good quarterback. Although
he is kind of a douchebag. He was the worst host on fucking Jeopardy, by the way. He was terrible.
I don't know.
I just want to point that out.
You know what's weird? I mean, I don't watch Jeopardy all that often, but I didn't catch one episode that he did.
I seen one.
Even 1 second of an episode.
He was drier than a nun's pussy.
Hmm.
Like he was
Yeah.
fucking terrible.
Well
And that's,
said.
and
Well
that's
said.
saying a lot because I mean, Jeopardy in and of itself, the host is typically dry as hell.
Yeah, but Alex Trebek had like a
He has some
personality.
I mean, he was witty, but I mean, he was
He has
always
no-
serious.
He has no personality. Oh, by the way, next week we're gonna get Brady from the Dude Ranch on because we're gonna talk about the NFC, AFC, and NFC North with the
Okay.
Steelers.
Yeah.
So we'll get him on the show next week. So I just want to point that out. The fuck was I gonna say? Oh, Wally Cleaver died. From the Leave It to Beaver. So I just want to preface this, okay? I told this joke, and this isn't a joke. This is fucking real. This really happened, okay? I said this in a meeting. I said, "Hey, Wally Cleaver." And someone said, "Oh, Wally Cleaver died." I said, "Yeah, you know the baddest, the roughest thing that was ever said on television in the '60s was, you know, you were really hard on the Beaver last night." It was true. It was said. Like, it was fucking said on the air. They knew what the fuck they were saying. Everyone had beavers back then, first of all, and they knew what they were saying. It was a fucking hidden thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, up in arms." So, when I said it, they're like, you need a new joke writer. Like, it wasn't a fucking joke. It was real. Because I also said, because we build machines and we're short legs. Did I tell you this? I don't think I told you this.
Oh, wow.
We're short legs. And I said, we'll just put 2 of them on him and name the machine Eileen.
No, you didn't tell me that.
I did. And I got a chuckle and just stop. I'm like, no, that was a fucking good joke. Geraldine, Mark Polsky's wife. That was bad. I'm like, it wasn't fucking bad, Peg. She's like, just stop. Stop. You're double down. I didn't think it was that bad.
It does.
It's
That's what
really
Sean
not-
does. I mean,
I didn't think it was that bad.
To a show.
Yeah, you got a history though, Sean. That's not your best work. Not your best
I
work.
didn't think it was bad.
That was a reach.
It's a good PG joke.
That was a reach.
You didn't think it was a good PG? Which
No.
one? The Eileen?
Yeah, it's a reach.
I thought it was good.
Well, I guess it's all about it. If you think it's good.
I'm gonna mute your fucking mics. How's that? You know your fucking mics.
Ain't meeting with you no more. What the fuck?
Motherfucker, do you speak it?
I'll just play this again.
Right there, Ruby, right there. Don't stop. Don't stop.
I can see him too. Is that Shrek? Is that Donkey from Shrek?
No. It's literally a dude doing a voiceover of a video on YouTube of a horse getting jacked off. That's what that is. And finally, while you were drunk, speaking of a horse getting jacked off, Britany Griner was sentenced to.
I thought there was 2 other stories. Are we gonna like?
We
all
already-
right,
I already
let's
did.
not.
I
No,
already
let's
did.
not get into this one first. We
Wally
got 2 other.
Cleaver was the other one.
No, there's 2 other stories. The first story is that Miami got docked a 1st round pick this year and a 3rd round pick next year.
Oh, I didn't know that was actually official.
I thought that was official.
No, it's not official.
Are you sure?
No, it's an investigation. It's still brewing. It's not official. I don't think it's official. I think it was.
I read it.
I thought it was an investigation.
Yeah, I didn't think it was
you read it on
official.
Gary's page.
Dude, if I'm fucking right.
Fucking around, cunt.
All right, if you can find it, that's fine. But I don't. I thought it was just an investigation.
Yeah, like
brewing
I
they were
didn't think it
talking
was
about
like confirmed or actually happened.
2 days ago, NFL strips Miami Dolphins 23 from ESPN.com.
Oh, so it is official.
So the
So
23rd.
fuck you guys.
All right, I was just asking, motherfucker.
Oh, don't give me that. Oh, I was just asking.
No one was questioning you.
Yeah, you are. Fuck you. You are questioning me.
Shut the fuck up.
You said I was fucking Gary. Fuck you guys.
Mike said, "Hold up,
Child.
hold the
It's
fuck
not
up."
fucking clickbait. It's real.
It's real. It really happened.
Queen of clickbait shirt coming out this week. It's Mike.
It really happened.
Yeah, we have a new shirt coming out, by the way. Thor shirt in Phillies uniform. That'll be on our store. And then there's articles. And there should be a point and counterpoint article coming your way this week between Mike.
We'll see. We'll see. It's not confirmed.
What do you mean it's not happening?
It's like the
You
story.
fucking do it. Anyway,
It's
so
like the story that Mike thought he read. It didn't really happen. So, don't count on it.
fucking ESPN has it, motherfucker. Anyway, so
Yeah, 'cause they're credible anymore. Firing people left and right because they're,
So yeah, the Dolphins
Woke.
tampered to get Sean Payton and Tom Brady. Lost a first round pick and lost a third round pick. And don't have either player.
And lost their
Don't have either player.
They tampered and it didn't work, and they lost. draft picks.
They Miami Dolphins the situation.
and lost their head coach.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's clever.
Yeah, and then he's trying to sue the league, and there's some dirty shit going on in that organization.
Yeah,
what's the other story?
That's the story that I texted. The story I texted you guys last night. The Los Angeles Angels.
Oh yeah.
Had 7 home runs last night.
Yeah.
And lost. All 7 home runs were solo home runs.
All the offensive guys went to the dugout and were like,
Fuck you! I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
They lost 8-7.
Apparently, it's the 6th time.
Shogun had 2 of them.
I think Trout did too.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's the 6th time in MLB history that a team's hit 7 home runs in a game and lost.
The announcer's like,
Is that what it was? 6
Yeah,
times?
yeah.
Oh shit.
How many times has a team hit 7 home runs and them all been solo shots?
I don't know. But this was the 6th time that a team hit 7 home runs and lost. I don't know about the solo thing.
That's wild.
I guarantee the
Moniak hit one.
I guarantee the Phillies are on that list. Guarantee you.
Somehow, some way,
Yeah.
they won one or they lost. Yeah,
They lost. They hit 6 home runs and lost. I guarantee it. 7 times. They've been around for 150 years and have two championships.
Guaranteed.
They've been in the playoffs 14 times in 130 years. Right? Think how fucking sad that is.
It's only been 4.
Yeah,
4 times.
14 postseason appearances in 130 fucking
14,
years.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Fucking sad.
Yeah.
100 years of not making the playoffs. How's that fucking possible? First team in fucking North American history to lose 10,000 fucking games.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So last story, and then I think that's pretty much it. The Britany Griner thing. Britany Griner was sentenced to 9 years in Russian prison. I know we're treading lightly here, although we haven't tread lightly all fucking night. But it's the truth. We're not going to get political. There's really no politics involved with this. It's. Look, I'm going to say this. I don't really care. Like, I really don't give a shit about Britany Griner and the whole situation is in general. It doesn't affect my life. It shouldn't affect your life. However, it is concerning that a Russian government is holding someone collateral over the U.S. because and it's because of who she is, right? They knew who she was. Like, they might not have known right away when they arrested her, and she could have let go 2 days later, like someone else who went on vacation recently and was caught with the same amount. And
there
released.
was somebody that was caught.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But they know who they know she had. Maybe we can have some leverage with her. A black woman who's also an athlete. We're gonna hold her over, and we're gonna make a trade. And now we're trading a fucking arms dealer for her. All right, so that's my gripe with this whole thing, is that I think this, and the fact that she's on Time Magazine, which to me, Time Magazine is for stories that maybe this does matter. Maybe I'm wrong. But being on someone's face on cover of Time Magazine is either you're a hero, you made a difference in the world, something like that, Maybe I'm being wrong. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I just feel that that's a little much.
So
she did wrong in she did wrong in an international country. She knew the repercussions. Is it extreme? Absolutely. 9 years is fucking ridiculous. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it. I'm done.
So I mean, I think that I don't mind her going on. There's much more things that I've seen happen and go on. I'm not even going to go into them because I don't feel like even getting into it. But there's been a lot more things that I've seen or people that I've seen on the cover and things that I've seen that have bothered me more than Britany Griner on the cover of Time magazine. It is a topical thing. It is one of the biggest stories out right now. Hero, I don't know. If LeBron was just randomly on there, would he be like? They're both doing the same thing. Obviously, LeBron's more popular because he plays in a more popular circuit. He plays the NBA as compared to the WNBA. Britany Griner is one of the best WNBA players in the league. You know, she is famous. She's very talented. So I'm a little bit more on the other end of the spectrum. I don't mind that so much. I don't think that none of us want her in there or think that she should be in here.
No, she shouldn't. No.
But on the other side, and you said that somebody else is let go. I don't know if it was you or me. If we're let go,
this doesn't happen. We're not. You and I or Ryan are not getting traded for a fucking arms dealer.
well, no, I mean we just sit in jail.
It's not
Nobody
happening.
even knows. Nobody even knows.
No,
if
nobody
we're-
even knows except for our family crying and the father of my
Right,
kids.
somebody
He's
writes
in Russia because he had, whatever.
ounce of pot,
And that's where I'm at. Everything else aside, the fact that she can get this kind of sentence for marijuana, that's laughable.
And it's because of who she is.
Right.
They are holding it. It's
Do you think
all.
that-
she's a
do you
political.
think if it was you or I that we would get 9? What do you think we would get?
No, again, like
Well,
hold on.
No,
I'll read
no.
this.
That's the law. They maxed her.
Right.
That's the law in
Almost,
Russia.
yeah, just about.
Like the max is 10 years. So that's the law. Like you can face 10 years for having
But what do
amount of marijuana.
What do they typically give?
That I don't know. But the fact that the law that they can give you 10 years for it is a joke. That's ridiculous.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
So Griner had 0.7 gram of THC, right?
0.7 of a gram. 0.7.
Another woman, Audrey
It's less than a
Lorber,
nickel bag.
19-year-old
Is that what it is?
American.
Less than a nickel bag.
19-year-old American white was found guilty of smuggling 17 grams in while on a family vacation. She had a 2-month detention and fined 15,000 rupees.
2 months.
Griner is 1 million rupees and 9 years.
Right. That's a joke.
It's because of who she is. They're
Right.
using it as collateral. Russia's fucked up.
It is.
And,
Yeah.
Again, I think the coverage on this has been crazy. Again, if there wasn't attention paid to it, maybe she'd be home. Now, all right, I'm not. I can't get into it. I can't get into it because I have another side to this, and it's not usually a side I take, but just basically, I just think it's ironic. I'm just going to leave it at this. I think it's ironic that she spit in the face of this country. Like, people want to have protests with the flag. We talked about this. That's one thing. She flat out said the anthem shouldn't be played at all. And I don't want the flag displayed in the arena. So what does that mean? You're not proud to be American at all? Like, and then you go over there and this happens and then you immediately write a letter and you plead for your freedom.
Still a U.S.
I'm
citizen.
American. You know what? Like, you just spit in the fucking face and you just said,
It's freedom of speech. That's why this country's beautiful.
okay, that's fine. And so is mine. Fuck her. That's that's how I feel. I just think that's over the top and nonsense. And
So if it was Colin Kaepernick,
I just think it's your
what if it's Colin Kaepernick?
No. So Colin Kaepernick never said, "I don't want the anthem played before the game."
No, but Colin Kaepernick also.
Colin Kaepernick said, "I'm gonna."
See,
Colin
this
Kaepernick.
is-
Colin
this
Kaepernick
is
went to.
wild.
Hold on. Colin Kaepernick went to a Green Beret. A Green Beret actually approached him and said, "Instead of sitting, kneel."
Colin Kaepernick also on the 4th of July says, "What are we celebrating?"
A lot of people did. So a lot of women said that. A lot of women said that after the
Colin
ruling.
Kaepernick never said "fuck this country."
He never said that.
Said "fuck this flag."
No, he never said that.
No, on the 4th of July, he's like, "There's nothing to celebrate for this country."
Well, but a lot of women said that too because
Right.
of the abortion rulings that happened.
Where, like, there's been a lot of things that have gone down the past
So,
several
I
years
I don't
where,
get
like,
the difference between what.
Well, because they're saying, "Oh, why are we celebrating our freedom when our freedoms were just taken away because we don't have a right to choose?"
and he never said he didn't want the song played or he didn't want the American flag displayed.
Britany Griner was like, "No, I don't want this fucking." I don't want
That's a lot worse.
I don't know.
in my opinion, but that's just me, and I'm gonna leave. That's it. I'm done. That's it.
I don't know. I'm on the other end. I not completely, but like I get that she did wrong in a bad country.
Yeah,
And
why
used as a pawn.
Why
like,
even be over there? Why
is she
over there in
going
fucking
right?
Russia?
Right.
Well, she's over there legitimately because I don't know if she needs the money.
She made $250,000 playing basketball. She's made $250,000 last year playing a game. Yes,
but she could make another
$250,000.
$250,000 playing in Russia.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I mean, I'm not saying that she needed to. I'm not
But
saying that like she needed
just
to
at
feed her
this time,
family with
like
it.
at this
but
time,
for $250,000,
right? But at this time, what's going on in the world? Unless you're severely strapped for money, would you go to Russia for $250,000?
She went before the war.
Yeah,
broke
she went
out.
before the war.
She went before the war broke out. But
The whole world knew that was
I would
coming.
never go to Russia. Like
Right, the whole world knew that war was coming. Like
yeah. That's almost like going to South Korea or North Korea.
Dennis
That's
Rodman went to
almost-
North Korea.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Dennis Rodman's nuts. Like, you know what I mean? That's a different situation, dude. Like, I don't know. To say that.
I don't know. Like, is she trying to make more money? She didn't expect this to happen. Nobody could have expected this to happen.
No, I just think
she'll fit right in there.
unless you're
Tall,
completely
she's
strapped.
big. She looks
Stop.
carpet already. She'll be all right. She'll figure it out. She'll figure it out.
All right, let's do.
She's gonna get some rusty cunts.
All right, are we ending the show on that?
I think we should. What? I think we should.
No.
I think we should. I think we had enough. All right. We had a controversial show tonight. Thank you for all 10 of you who listened.
Yeah, man.
Especially to the end. If you did, then you heard some good shit here. We are Corner Plus Sports. We will see you guys next week. Next week we are going to preview the North. The North. We are the North.
We are the North. Skull.
Should be interesting.
Skull.
It'll be.
Yeah,
There's a couple interesting teams.
Who's in the AFC North?
You got Pittsburgh.
No,
Who's
they're
gonna
in the
be
East.
No,
in the
they're
East.
not.
They're in the North.
Pittsburgh's in the AFC East.
No,
They're not.
No,
They're in the
not.
North.
Jesus Christ.
So it's Pittsburgh, Baltimore,
Cincinnati,
and Cleveland.
Yep.
All right.
And then
So
you
you
got
got
the
three-
Bears,
that's-
Vikings, the Packers, and
Packers.
Bears
And
and
Lions.
Lions.
and Lions.
Lions, Tigers, and Bears.
Oh, my. Should be good. All right, we will see you guys next week. Mike, hold on, let me do this. Let me do this the right way. If we're gonna do this we're gonna do this the right way. We gotta do it the right way.
All right.
Mike.
Ready?
Not yet. Not yet.
Jesus.
Not yet. All right,
The
now you
anticipation's
can
killing me.
take us out.
Penis out.
Penis.